as well. I'm also streaming this on my Kick. Okay, come on. Yeah, let's see. All right, we already started. All right, let me unmute my headset. Anyways, welcome guys. Thank you all for joining, and welcome to this amazing live stream that we're gonna get started. I have a couple of special guests right above me, right here. I feel like I'm in that show. Oh my god, I'm drawing a blank. What a hell of an intro. What was the
I love that show.
What was the name of the show from the Brady Bunch? Yeah, I feel like I'm in that show.
Oh snap!
Yeah, this is the story. Anyways, guys, welcome everybody. Evan Filarca and Comic Blast Keenan, Mr. Spider-Man and Mr. Coffee Connoisseur. No, I'm kidding. We're gonna get started.
Pretty accurate.
Yeah. Evan Filarca's Mr. Spider-Man, and also Comic Blast Keenan's Mr. Spider-Man too. We're all Spider-Man. You're Spider-Man. I'm Spider-Man.
Or just the Three Musketeers of Spider-Man 2. I mean, come on.
We got a point.
That's
just
right.
Pointing. And and I hope everybody in the chat's having a good time. We got a few things to talk about. We're gonna cover the story trailer, the gameplay trailer, the recent Canada Expo, Fan Expo. Najee Jeter was sick recently. The Venom is playable theories and many more topics that we're gonna go ahead and be covering. And we're only gonna be doing it for about a good hour. So let's go ahead and direct our attention to our lovely guests. Who wants to kick things off here? What's the first topic you guys want to talk about?
Well, first off, welcome everyone to the stream. Leave a like and subscribe to the main man himself, News to Astonish, because he will definitely keep you updated on any major Marvel Spider-Man 2 and other Marvel news, because he is the man and he definitely deserves your support. Same goes for Comic Blast Keenan, who's killing it with every single video he does relating to the game, because he is one of the best in the business when it comes to sharing his passion about anything related to this sensational game and just Marvel stuff in general. And me, I've been busy, sadly. You may not know who I am, but but I've just been busy with school stuff, but also now I'm just lucky to be back with our wonderful host and co-host here on this wonderful channel. And again, thank you for having me. But I think,
thank you,
since you mentioned first topics that we can dive into, is tomorrow.
Yes,
because tomorrow some big stuff's happening, if you guys are aware, in the gaming realm of things, which I'm sure if you guys follow us on X, as they call it
Twitter,
now,
damn it,
Twitter,
it's Twitter.
Is it what's supposed to be called. I don't know what you're doing, Elon, but we're not going to call it X. But on Twitter, the people's site, Twitter, it was confirmed by Game Informer that we are going to get the September cover story reveal for their next big month-long coverage, whatever it's going to be, tomorrow on August 29th on 11 a.m. Central Time, which is 9 a.m. Pacific Time, and convert that to Eastern Time depending on where you are. But yes, so that's the next big news that we can hopefully look forward to in regards to Marvel Spider-Man 2 news, considering that Marvel Spider-Man 1 and Marvel Spider-Man Miles Morales had Game Informer coverages when they were coming out, when both those games were releasing in their respective years. Right. So now, knowing that Marvel Spider-Man 2 releases on October 20th, it would be perfect to not only just have this be a Game Informer dedicated to Marvel Spider-Man 2 just to receive more information, but it would be a month of build-up for the game until it releases the month after it concludes. So a full month of coverage for the game in September, to then have the game released in October, would simply be perfect. Now, granted, it's not confirmed that it's going to be Marvel Spider-Man 2 focused. It could also be Super Mario Bros. Wonder, or another game that's coming out in October like Alan Wake 2, which I'm super excited for.
Yeah, for sure.
Or Assassin's Creed Mirage, that's another option as well. But considering that, again, Game Informer has done coverages for both Spider-Man PS4 and Miles Morales in the previous years, I think it would be extremely poetic and just makes logistical sense from a marketing perspective that this next massive Game Informer story would be for Marvel Spider-Man 2. So fingers crossed.
And which website can we find that in the Game Informer main website?
So yeah, so they actually confirmed that they're going to be live streaming the cover story reveal on their Twitch channel. And again, that's on 9 a.m. Pacific time and then 11 a.m. Central time.
What is that Eastern? Because what about for the Eastern guys? What is that?
Is that later in the
12.
day? Yeah.
That's got to be 12 o'clock. I think I'm going to be at work.
O'clock.
Every time the good things get announced or something like that, I always have to be at work. Why does work have to suck? But that's really exciting. It's gonna even if I can't live stream it anyways, it's gonna give us plenty of content to talk about, and I'm sure you guys are gonna be looking forward to that tomorrow. From hearing from us. So definitely stay tuned because it's gonna be a whole shower of like information. Like it's gonna be a dump load, like a truckload of information that we're gonna be talking about tomorrow. So we're gonna be busy.
1000%.
Luckily, I do get off early from work, so it'll be like the first thing I hit when I get home. So there's that. But yeah, thank you, Evan, for covering that as well. I'm really excited. I've been actually on X or Twitter, as I like to still call it, and actually been reading a lot about the Game Informer news. This actually was leaked from somebody, wasn't it? It was actually it was somebody responded to I think it was Alomaz on Twitter or something like that. I think that's his name.
Right. Yeah, this came from one of the producers over at Game Informer of Kyle Hilliard, who worked really close with Andrew Reiner, who wrote both of the cover stories previously for Spider-Man PS4 and Miles Morales. And the only reason why I know that is because I was able to interview Andrew Reiner all the way back in 2018, and he's the best. But sadly, he's not at Game Informer anymore. He left. I think he retired or something. But now Kyle is like the new Andrew, so he's like now in charge of like running the cover stories and stuff. But it's gonna be very interesting to see who exactly is gonna be writing the cover story this time, and what that means for content, which is the big thing. Is like, well, why does it matter if Spider-Man 2's Game Informer is gonna be the story for that month? Because that means that we're gonna get a lot more in-depth analysis from the developers and also the hopefully actors who are playing the characters about what went into making the game, what other gameplay mechanics are going to be included in the game that we haven't seen yet, what are the story beats that we don't know about yet, maybe some new information about the narrative. Suits. I know a lot of people are crazy about suits. Maybe we could get some new suits for not just the digital deluxe edition costumes that we've seen in the pre-order suits, but also other costumes that are just in the base game without any added additional DLC content. Just what are the core roster of costumes that could be in there? Game Informer revealed that last time, so I'm sure they'll do it again this time. And Venom, playable Venom. I beg, tease a hint, a nod, something, or I will eat my shoe if they don't. I'm not wearing shoes right now. I'm wearing flip-flops, but if they do not have Venom in this game playable, I'm gonna eat my shoe.
This is still
somebody clip that.
First off, yeah, it will be clipped. I'll do it. But another thing I gotta note that'll be actually 2 shoes that you need to eat, Evan, because you still owe us from the first time that you haven't eaten the shoe. This time you are allowed to include any sauce, any hot sauce,
that's right,
anything that
salt,
you want.
pepper.
Just as long as you eat the shoe, cook it, whatever you want to do, eat the shoe.
Fork and knife in hand. I'm ready.
You gotta eat your shoe.
Because I did it once at Comic-Con, and then when I saw the Hall H panel, I was like, okay, they're not gonna make Venom playable and reveal it here, but they might do it when the game comes out. Now I'm doubling down because of we'll talk about too, like the GameStop post and other things that have been happening. Just general speculation for over 2.5 years of waiting for the game. He needs to be, otherwise, what is going on?
All right, I'll make you a counter offer. If Venom is revealed to be playable in any way, shape, or form, you get to eat only half a shoe.
Great.
We cancel out the one shoe that you owe us to eat, and then you only eat half a shoe.
I feel so lucky.
You get to eat half a shoe with any side you like: eggs, hash browns, whatever you want.
There you go.
Make it a lunch, whatever.
They call that the Denny special.
The Denny
special. But yes. That's the real Grand Slam there.
That's a Grand Slam. Like the
that's
shoe,
right.
The shoe slam.
Oh man.
What do the people in the chat say? Hey, Stealth Gamer. Hey, Stealth Gamer. I've been watching your stuff, man, and he's been making pretty good content.
He's killing it.
Everyone, go follow and subscribe to Stealth Gamer right now. He was at Fan Expo Canada recently. Sadly, Najee Jeter was not there because he was sick. But Stealth Gamer was there, front and center, making sure all the coverage was distribute to you guys as much as possible. So definitely go show him your support.
He got to take pictures of the actual Spider-Man 2 edition PlayStation controller and the covers, man, and that's pretty cool. South Gamer, we're watching you. You may not think we're not watching. We are watching you guys. We see you. We see you guys. We see you guys. We're always watching. Hey, Phoenix. So speaking of playable Venom, maybe Keenan, if you want to like shed some light into that. But before I do that, just real quick about the Game Informer thing, I got to show. I had this pop up out of nowhere right here. It's covering. It's blocking you guys a little bit. Sorry about that. But if you're I don't know if you guys are monitoring the stream here, but I actually have this capture right here, like this image from my Twitter account, posted by a Sagiti. And it was a screen capture of Ethan from Game Informer's next game cover will be revealed tomorrow. To which Lomaz asked, would you guys mind telling us when the next cover will be revealed, please? And then Game Informer literally responded tomorrow. So just to, add my 2 cents, add 2 cents there to what Evan was talking about, just to confirm everything. It's really happening. So get excited, everybody.
Breaking news right now. I mean, just kind of like what we're just talking about now. It's the same thing. But right now, 10 minutes ago, on Game Informer's X account, Twitter, they said, we will be revealing the next Game Informer cover tomorrow on Twitch at 11 a.m. Central Time. Come early and feel free to share your guesses in the comments. And they show a picture of a cloud. It's a kind
cloud.
of a dirty-looking cloud. So
damn.
Maybe it could be Spider-Man 2. Maybe it's Sandman, people are saying, but we'll see.
I always feel like a dirty cloud is synonymous with like a fart in the wind, because like it's like shitty and stuff.
Right.
Like can you imagine you look at it and you just see the cloud and you think to yourself, and that's it. Like, oh man,
that's interesting.
This is what we get. But
that's
anyway,
the biggest tease you get.
Could it just be like literally like the tiniest pixel of what the cover art looks like?
It's just a fart.
It turns out it's a whole new costume for Spider-Man. It's just smoke instead.
I don't know about you guys, but this cloud is really just making me think it's not Spider-Man.
Yeah, exactly.
What else could be surrounding?
We will collab soon.
You know what?
For sure.
I just realized.
What?
If this isn't Spider-Man, it could be Assassin's Creed.
I'm not an Assassin's Creed fan.
Desert.
Yeah.
I love Assassin's Creed, but the last Assassin's Creed I played was Origins, because I did not like any of the RPG stuff they did with Odyssey and Valhalla, which I have not played. But it just fell out. Like it lost the Assassin's Creed luster, but I'm a big AC fan.
Yeah. But anyways, let's go ahead and get to the Venom thing now, because this is hinging on the fact that Evan will get to eat at least half a shoe. So Keenan, maybe you want to shed some light about the Venom theory that Evan had as well.
I'd love to shed a lot of light. First off, I just want to say I'm super excited to be with you guys again, because I think it's been like over a year since like all three of us have been on a stream together.
Has it been a year?
So
wow,
it's been over a year. It's like when I first started YouTube that like
we always chat with each other, but never like this.
We text each other. We have an actual group on iMessage.
It feels it feels like we're always talking, but it's rare that we're like kind of like face to face, and it's I think that the subscribers love it, and I'm happy that everyone showed up for the stream, because it's officially Marvel Spider-Man 2 season. I don't know if this Game Informer thing is going to happen, but I need people to start getting hyped, and I need people to start bringing energy to the comment sections of everyone's videos, because it's about to get serious. We're less than 2 months away from Marvel Spider-Man 2, so like let's we need to raise the level of hype. I think I know there's not a lot of news, but it's starting. Remember, like we were waiting months just for any bit of news, and now we're just less than 2 months away from the game. So it's time to actually get hyped for this game.
Literally 53 days away.
And 5 days away, or is it 4?
What's today?
4 to 5 days away, depending on where you live, from the PS5 bundle release for Marvel Spider-Man 2.
You know,
yes.
I can't buy it. Like, I can't. I tried. I can't buy it. That's
the plates.
I can't buy the controller of the plates. It's
anything.
It doesn't let me.
eBay.
I can't do it.
scalpers are too much, dude.
Yeah. No, scalpers are
I'm sorry to hear
ridiculous.
that. That does kind of die.
I will
be
be
a little bit.
I will be unfortunately missing out on that, but at the very least, I will have be an owner of the collector's edition though, which is a nice thing.
There you go.
That's the main thing you really want, anyways.
I can't do it.
I'm personally not going to be playing or using that controller until Marvel's Spider-Man 2 comes out. It just feels wrong to do that.
Right,
so
right.
I will be waiting for that. So we're talking about Venom now, right?
Yeah, Venom. Let's go ahead and talk about Venom being playable, possibly.
Theorizing. I know that there was a lot of speculation about GameStop's tweet, which was yesterday, I believe it was. I have like the tiniest bit of insider information on that, and I would just say that don't read too much into that. That's all I'm going to say. It doesn't mean that Venom isn't going to be playable or not, but like that, I don't think that was strategically worded in any way for that tweet, just for what it's worth. But with that being said,
that's true.
Venom better be playable. That's all I got to say.
I think like my theory is, and I've been sticking with this at the very beginning, just like how in the first in the first game, you know how like Mary Jane and Miles was playable at certain games, certain segments of the game. I think that will also apply to Venom in the sequel, being that Venom is a very Spider-Man-like character, so his powers are similar along the lines of Spider-Man. So I think it would make sense to play as him, maybe to get his point of view as well, and to like also understand the character too. And I hope Mary Jane's not playable, by the way. Just speaking of, I just hope she's not playable. I hope that we don't have to do any MJ missions. But I think that's my theory. I think Venom will be playable in certain parts of the game, in the story. Just not 100%. Maybe there might be a free roam. And maybe the mysterious game that Insomniac's working on, where Yuri, Naji, and I think Tony Todd are also confirmed to be working on, is probably a Marvel's Venom. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, so I have so much to say about Venom in the game that it could probably do an entire other podcast just about this whole topic alone. But what I will say, especially after having been lucky enough to go to San Diego Comic-Con and then talking directly to Bill Roseman and Brian Intihar when I got to ask them a question during that interview that they had.
Yeah.
First off, they're both amazing. Second off, the answer that Bill Roseman gave in particular, where he was talking about his vision and his thought process about what Venom means as a character and how he is directly connected to the hatred and pure disdain he has for Spider-Man, and that relationship is intertwined with one another. Like he exists because of Spider-Man,
right?
And vice versa. Like his whole purpose is that he wants to kill Spider-Man, not rob banks, not take over the world. He wants to directly kill the person responsible for making him the way he is. And because of that, not only would it make so much sense from a narrative perspective to allow the player to see the story from both sides, so you're playing as Miles, Peter, maybe MJ again, and then have that twist in there where, we're not going to promote this in any way before the game comes out, but the twist is Venom is playable in certain parts of the game, and you get to take control of him and see what the actual side of the story is from the symbiote's perspective, but also whoever the host is, whether it's Harry, whether it's Norman, whether it's MJ herself, whether it's Genki, the crazy theories that people have online, but you get to see the story from everyone's perspective, but also get more emotionally invested into this version of Venom, considering how big of a role him and the symbiote are going to play in the story. So that's why not just, I want to play as Venom because you can smash things and throw cars and stuff. That's cool and all, but I'm also thinking from the broader scope of the story. Like, what will that do for the narrative of the game to really deliver a complex story that really intertwines Peter's relationships, Miles's relationships, and the symbiote's relationships with all the supporting cast, and allowing that to be thrown in there like, hey, by the way, you get to see the entire perspective of the story from Venom's point of view, and then you might have that potential dynamic between the player interacting as Spider-Man, but also like, man, I kind of side with Venom on this one. Like, what if you understand where Venom is coming from because he wants to take out Spider-Man so badly, and whatever happens to him that makes him want to do that, you will then become more immersed in that side of the narrative, which I think is not only an incredible thing to do from a gamer perspective for as a player, but also from a developer standpoint to really elevate the narrative further. Because recently I just played through Final Fantasy 16, which was an incredible game. I played it start to finish. It was like my first big mainline Final Fantasy game. I played other stuff like Kingdom Hearts before and a little bit of other Final Fantasy games here and there, but not one from start to finish like this.
Right, right.
And not only is the game like fully a PS5 exclusive, like next gen exclusive, and it elevates the gameplay to so many different wavelengths, but you get to see the narrative from two characters' perspectives. I'll just say it here. It's not really a big spoiler, but one, the main character, Clive, and his brother, Joshua, but you don't know when you might be able to take control of the younger brother, Joshua, during pivotal moments of the story. So I'm saying, if you do that with Venom, and there's a huge point that you think you're going to play as Spider-Man, and instead the player takes control of Venom, then
cool,
it would just be a huge, like, turn it on its head moment, like, wow, I can't believe they just did that. And also, we've already played as Peter and Miles in both of their games already. And granted, we're going to play as them again here in Marvel Spider-Man 2, with both of them having new abilities, which is great. But, again, another way to extend that further and take it to the next level is make that as a surprise for people, to have Venom be a totally playable character. Maybe not Ultimate Spider-Man style, where he's traversable, like free roam style, but maybe like Atreus was in God of War Ragnarok, where it was only in certain sections of the game where he ends up being a playable character during big set pieces, and that's where Venom could take over. And that would just be Game of the Year material, in my opinion.
Yeah, for sure. I 100% agree. I probably couldn't even put it better. A few games do come to mind when it comes to Venom being playable in that kind of way. Like The Last of Us, where you get to play as Ellie a little bit here and there, at least the first one, where you get their point of view. And then, unfortunately, The Last of Us Part 2, where you get to play as the villain. But in this case, the villain is actually very unlikable. But I think that's very important for these developers to create a game that has like a very likable villain in a way that you can understand, but also disagree with at the same time. And I think that kind of role fits perfect for Venom. And I think that's what's going to make it work in this game. A couple of questions for you guys, Keenan, and then Evan afterwards, if you want to answer. What are some of the most outlandish, wildest theories you've ever heard about Venom in Marvel Spider-Man 2?
I mean, the thing that always gets me is the speculation on who Venom is.
Oh man.
And I feel like we talked about this like in that first live stream that we had a year ago. And we had that little debate on who it could be. Back then the debate was like Eddie Brock or Harry, but for whatever reason people don't want to accept that it's more than likely going to be Harry in this game, and that's, you know, the story that they've set up.
I feel like it's too easy. I feel like it's way too easy, man. Like,
and that is the thing that, like, it is a little bit unfortunate, because there was like the little twist of the first game where people expect that there's going to be a twist for the villain, and it could be pretty straightforward, and I'll enjoy it like for what it is. It doesn't need to be some massive like reveal or shocking jaw-dropping reveal that that Harry is, or anybody else but Harry is going to be Venom. I'm 100% on board for Harry being Venom, as long as that relationship between Peter and Harry is fleshed out. And one of the things that I enjoyed so much about the story trailer was that they put an emphasis on that relationship with Harry and Peter, being that there was no previous time spent in the first game to establish that relationship other than little hints about what their friendship used to be like. They're clearly putting an emphasis on that relationship, which further proves that Harry is going to be Venom, in my opinion, in this game. So I find pretty much any other speculation or theory that MJ is going to be Venom, or, you know, whoever it may be, to be a little bit silly. But I get, like, this is just the culture that we're in now, where, you know, we're surrounded by speculation. It never ends. Like, somebody wants some massive reveal to happen, but as long as I'm emotionally invested in this storyline, like, it doesn't. That's all I really need. Like, I don't need any jaw-dropping twist to happen.
Exactly.
And
that's
just
true.
to build off that, like, even though that sucks from like a fan's perspective, like waiting, like, why don't they just tell us who Venom is? Why don't they just do that? You already know that Sony is like in the corner, like like petting their evil cat in the background. Like, they love it because that draws more attention to their game and their product.
It's
so
brilliant marketing.
The game markets itself because of that. So they're playing smart, but it's also like, like you said, like torture for us fans. Like, where's the next official piece of news? I don't want to keep waiting for speculating all the time. Where's the concrete info? But yeah, it'll be worth it for sure.
There is a thing though, despite the fact that I'm still on the fence about Harry being Venom, there are a few key points, especially from the story trailer, that convince me that Harry is Venom. Let's start with like one of like the most obvious ones. In certain parts of the story trailer, you can actually see Harry is really weary and like he's very ill. Has anybody noticed the acrylic cane that he uses in the story trailer? All right, it was actually easy to miss the first time around when watching it, but when you play it back, it's what he uses, and then he tosses it out the window. And I think he does that out of frustration because after he's been gone, meaning he was sick, Peter has been moving on with his life. Peter got MJ. Who knows? Harry might have loved MJ, being that he's the rich guy, and he thought that he might have had a shot with MJ. Harry is like confused. He wishes he had all this power, like physically. And he thinks that Venom is like the only way out to match that of Peter's likeness or his abilities, and also to heal himself. So
I think that Harry.
I think there's a little hate in there that Harry has. For
yeah,
Peter.
I honestly believe that like Harry believes that the symbiote healed him, and he very like early on in the game is pretty healed, which is why he's so passionate about like healing the world. Like he thinks that he has the secret or the key to healing other people because it healed his illness. And I think over time it's going to show that isn't sustainable, or isn't the permanent fix for him. Right. And that's why he ends up, when he looks ill, I think he's starting to decline. His health is starting to decline again, which brings upon that frustration.
You think he'll
and
lose
who knows
himself?
At that point in time, like Peter is probably running around with the symbiote on, keeping it for himself or whatever it may be. Or maybe he's just like, yeah, it's not safe or whatever. One thing that I've always found like really interesting, and I'd love to hear you guys speak on this, is that article that came out when they first released that image of Venom that said, it might have been, I want to say it was Brian Intihar, that said that Peter was directly responsible for the creation of Venom in this game. Like he has like firsthand involvement in that. And that's where like my mind kind of runs wild, is like, oh, that is something that's a little bit new, I think. So who knows, maybe like Harry and Peter in the lab trying to figure this out, and he ends up doing something that like the symbiote is kind of more of this dormant or non-violent entity at one point in time, and then they do something to trigger it to become something else. So I'm really curious to hear what you guys would think about, Peter being responsible for Venom.
Go ahead, Evan, if you want to shed some light on that. What do you think about
that?
That was an interesting thing.
The smile on his face
question.
Already.
Great analysis. I know, because I'm just like, here I go analyzing again. All the theories are bubbling up, but it's just like,
it's our job.
It's so interesting. It is. That's literally the point of all of these wonderful conversations, because that's how we get the discussion going, but also how we get to the nitty gritty about what is Insomniac's true goal here when it comes to the story. Because like you said, with what Brian stated in that article, which I love that answer from him, is that it's through Peter, who is much more involved in the creation and birth of Venom, which is exactly how it is in the comics, but it's also, most importantly, which is different. Why I'm not too big of a fan of the Venom films, is that's the whole point of the character. And that's why I personally view Venom as the true arch nemesis of Spider-Man, because Venom is Spider-Man's greatest failure. If Spider-Man wasn't too arrogant when he was in the symbiote and got rid of it, then Eddie Brock wouldn't have gotten it afterwards and feel that sense of hatred that the symbiote also has for Peter and Spider-Man in sync. And that's why Eddie is such a perfect host for the symbiote, because together they create Venom. It's not that the Venom symbiote is Venom. No, Venom is born through the anger and hatred that the host feels for Spider-Man. Exactly. And since we know Eddie is not going to be Venom in this game, it's going to be very interesting to see who exactly is going to form that bond and that connection with Peter as Spider-Man, or if we want to go down the route where Peter could be Venom, because he said that Spider-Man is the one who's involved with, or did he say Peter's involved with the creation of Venom, or was it Spider-Man? Because if he said Spider-Man, that could mean Miles.
Peter's responsible
so if
for
it
the
is
creation
Peter,
of Venom.
then it could be the instance where Peter could be Venom temporarily, and then it goes on to Harry or even Norman afterwards. But the point is that we're really going to get a story that's so dedicated to that relationship to really hook the player into what's going on with the symbiote and how long, mainly, is Peter going to have that symbiote on for.
Right.
Because another thing relating to that is people are wondering, well, wait a minute. If Peter loses the symbiote, does that mean that we're ever going to get it back for gameplay purposes? Because people are like, well, if we lose the symbiote, I don't want to go back to wimpy red suit Spider-Man. I want to stay as black suit, awesome symbiote Spider-Man. So that's where it gets interesting, because how are they going to do that where you already have this whole symbiote play style set up for black suit Spider-Man's moves? Venom could use similar techniques, thus making him a possibly playable character, but at the same time, it's also in service of the story because, like Yuri said, Yuri Lowenthal, it's all about addiction. Right. Addiction, power, and an overabundant amount of confidence that Peter has when he's in the symbiote. So when he gets rid of that, what does that do to him internally and mentally? Does that mean that he could relapse and says, I need it back. I need the symbiote back. It made me a better Spider-Man. It made me stronger. I need to get that back. Or is he like, no, I understand that this was bad. We have to stop it completely. So that's the very interesting thing on what could possibly happen when Peter loses the symbiote, and then who it goes to after the fact. So
it's gonna be like a drug addiction.
All that, yeah, exactly, and
it'll
that's
be like
why
the dark thing about Spider-Man too. It'll be like the darkest aspect of it.
And that's why I think just the realm of games is so encapsulating compared to a show or a movie. Is that you're going to be experiencing those emotions and those feelings firsthand as Peter himself. And you're having to choose and experience the physical, contamination, so to speak, of what the symbiote will do to you, quote unquote, or Peter, physically and mentally, but also, that kind of separation, to be comic accurate, separation anxiety, you guys know what I'm talking about, of the symbiote with Peter and him not being encapsulated in that power anymore. So that's where I'm very excited to see where the story will go when it comes to that whole symbiote narrative. So I'm stoked for that.
So speaking of Venom and the whole symbiote narratives, because there's a few things I want to mention. But before I do that, just want to remind you guys in the chat real quick. Thank you guys for being here, by the way. Your support is amazing. There's like 85 of you here. You guys are awesome. Thank you for showing up, first off. Second off, I posted a pin. I'm also live streaming this on my Kick account. So if you want to follow me and support me there, I'm trying to get my Kick to grow. So definitely follow me on Kick. The link to it is pinned in the chat. And also it's also in the description box below. So about Venom. So in the, what was this showcase? Not the showcase. It was like the follow-up to the showcase.
Comic-Con?
No, not Comic-Con. Brian Intar spoke about how it's not Eddie Brock, right? What was that? What was
Game Fest?
Game Fest, right? So Brian made it clear that it's not Eddie Brock. However, he didn't say that Eddie Brock is not in the game. So what I'm thinking is that Venom in this universe, in the Insomniac verse, there's going to be several people who carry the mantle of Venom. And I think being that Eddie Brock is confirmed to still exist in this universe, I don't think that doesn't mean that he's never going to ever show up. I think there's going to be different people to take on the mantle of Venom. And I think possibly Eddie Brock eventually can become Venom in a future game. But that's just me.
If Eddie Brock is in this game, like, it will never get out of the back of my mind. In some way. There's still that possibility that he's going to be Venom at some point in the game. Like, it's always going to linger there if I see a physical presence of Eddie Brock.
I'm thinking he's going to be like some sort of acquaintance, because that's the impression that I got from like the card that he gave to Peter when he left the Daily Bugle. I mean, that, there's a card that's signed by Eddie Brock saying, hey, see you around, or I can't remember what he said.
Great
working with you, right. It's not, it came across as like very acquaintance, like somebody who doesn't really care if you exist or not.
So MJ's at the Bugle now. Is Eddie still at the Bugle?
I would assume he probably
is. He probably is.
He wanted to be a photographer / editorial editor. That was his job. That was his dream job. And I think something might transpire there in the background as like a subplot or something. I think it's possible. I don't know. There was a subplot with Miles in the first game, so
Yeah,
You
I
know,
always like this is my weird thing, and I have this with I have this issue with movies, television, video games. Like I always have this fear in the back of my mind that there's just going to be too much going on that it's not going to be
but
focused
the thing is that
on like
with a
for me I still
game,
want it to be a Peter Parker story, and I want like at the heart of it I want this video game to be a Peter Parker story and an Osborn story, not just Harry,
but
but
the thing is that like with a
a
game you can do
family
those things.
story for that. It is true. It definitely is true, but there definitely is a lot to balance, I think, and
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I like very focused in like I don't know tight stories. And that's something that I always found wrong. Like not to go on like a side rant, but I always like have an issue with the Disney Plus shows because it feels like every episode is its own little story instead of being focused in on like
It's
I just
reminiscent
wanted
of a
one
comic book, though.
cohesive storyline.
It's kind of
Yeah,
reminiscent of a
and
comic book in a way, if you think about it. Like comics do this all the time, where there's a major event happening in the overall scope of things, but in the back end, like in the background, all these individual stories are coming out, and it kind of tells you, let's see what's happening with this character over here in the meantime, while this major event is happening. It's kind of I always thought that was kind of cool, like what's happening in that corner of the neck of the woods over there, while like this.
I
Major
like
thing is
that. I
happening.
really
I
do.
think it's kind of cool.
But
I like that.
I like that, but then like I'm like okay, like going back to the Disney Plus stuff. Like I enjoy those episodes where it's like, hey, we're gonna go do this, but I'm like, well, we only got 8 episodes, so I mean, like it'd be different if we had 22 episodes, but we're working with 8, so let's really focus in on the story. This is just a little side rant that I've taken in the episode, but I trust Insomniac to definitely,
Yeah. Speaking of Disney Plus, I am excited for the new season of Loki. I like the show. I Loki's one of the coolest characters in the MCU. So I'm excited for season 2 because it does focus on Kang, which is like the big bad of like the overall thing. I know we're talking about the MCU. This is a Spider-Man thing, but I just remember I talk about Marvel, and I think
it's all connected, baby.
It's all connected in a way. Spider-Man's in the MCU, so I can't wait for Spider-Man 4.
And technically, definitely like Yuri's Spidey's in the Spider-Verse now, so who knows what happens?
It's a canon event.
True.
It's a canon event. I'm quoting Miguel O'Hara right here. It's a canon event. Oh man.
Yeah, I didn't want to go on to that big rant, but like, it was
like, necessary.
Yeah, it's like the whole idea of like you're gonna have Peter missions, you're gonna have Miles missions, you're likely gonna have Venom missions. There's a small chance that there's gonna be some MJ in there as well. So
this is also a Spider-Man Miles Morales 1.5 because Miles has his own story in this game too.
Yeah. Which I'm looking forward to. It depends on the size of the game. Like if we got 30 hours to do this game, then I'm like, let's do it. Let's do all these little side things.
I'm gonna do me, man.
But if
I'm
it's
gonna
like
take my
15 to 20. What'd you say?
I'm saying I'm gonna do me. I'm gonna take my time with this game because I'm gonna enjoy every second of it.
Nah, I rush through every game I play.
I can't do that. I can't rush through every game I play.
I don't do any of the side stuff. I'm just like main story, like flying through.
Yeah. Me, I'm like, I don't even touch the main story until I do all the side quests.
I can't.
That was literally me through Final Fantasy 16. There's so many damn side quests in that game. I'm like, I have to do this before I do any of the core story stuff.
I'm playing Legend of Zelda, and I'm doing the same thing. I'm playing Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. And
I could probably hop into like Jedi Survivor and have 15 hours of stuff to do right now that I haven't done because I'm just like main story through the whole way.
Yeah.
It's a good of mine. I don't know why I'm that way. Like the side missions and like Spider-Man were just like nice little stories on the side that I got to enjoy like when I was depressed that the main story was over. Like that's pretty much where I'm at. I'm the opposite of most people. I don't like exploring so much. I'm just like
dang, dude,
hooked into
that's like
story.
The best. Oh man,
yeah. I feel that. Me, I'm like I soak it all in. But I think I don't. It's not like I try and rush through a game, but it's just like I do all of it just at once. So collectibles, side missions, open world exploration, and then just a story thing. But I'm just like, oh, I'm already halfway through the game. I didn't even realize. So it's just like it just happens naturally for me. But for this though, man, I'm very curious to see what they do with the side missions because I know a lot of people were like Side missions in the first game were kind of mid, except for the Tombstone mission. That's what a lot of people seem to think.
Like
and then Miles elevated the side missions a lot more because it related to Harlem and Miles' neighborhood and made it much more personal to the player, but also Miles' story with him living in this new environment. So now, from what they said in the interviews, is that there's going to be Miles missions, there's going to be Peter missions, and then there's going to be missions where you could do either or. So that's really good because that means that there's going to be more dedicated stories to each character to provide them with more depth that you may not have gotten in the previous games. So that's a good step in the right direction.
I've always been kind of in the side missions. Like I actually do a little bit of both while progressing through the main story of the game. And I've done this several times throughout playing like the main story of the Marvel Spider-Man and Miles Morales. As I progress with the game, I do a little bit of side missions, get on the main story, a little bit of side missions, get on the main story. So I'm finishing at the same time, kind of like balancing it. And I always thought that was fun. Like I'm kind of like a completionist in that regard. I'm playing Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, which my fiance gave me for my birthday recently. And I'm like going into all the shrines, doing some of the side missions, and I'm taking my time. I love taking my time when it comes to games like that are open world and they're big and they're vast and there's so much to do. I love doing that. I don't like rushing through the main story because it feels so incomplete that I didn't do everything else, you know. Trying to make the neighborhood that much more friendlier, I guess, when you know, helping like little citizens there instead of focusing on the main story 100% of the time, you know.
No, I'm like Toby eating that hot dog when the cops are flying by. Like,
I can see you doing it too.
I'm like, no, I'm sorry about that. I got the main mission I'm focused on. Like,
raindrops.
That's fantastic.
On my head. Yeah, we can definitely count on Keenan being a superhero for sure. Yeah.
1.2 electron
priorities,
volts.
man.
Yeah, man.
I mean, like you look at, you got to weigh it out. Like little crime over here, or save the entire city from Venom. Like.
You ever watch
priorities?
Keenan, do you watch anime?
I do not.
Oh dang!
I watched Avatar: The Last Airbender, if that counts.
That's not an anime. I mean, my favorite anime is Seinfeld. No, I'm kidding. But Evan, you watch anime, right, Evan?
I do.
All right, you watch. Have you ever seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
Not recently, but like, huh?
You ever see JoJo's Bizarre Adventure?
I know what it is, but I've never seen it from start to finish.
All right, so there's a.
But I know exactly like all the memes and stuff from it. But yeah,
there's a villain in the series. It's actually one of the main core villains.
Dio?
Dio. Whenever he says something is useless, he goes muda 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 muda. And
we're weaving out Keenan. We're sorry, but
I'm imagining Keenan going like, "Oh, side quest. Oh, that's muda muda." Like, so I'm imagining Keenan going like, you know. He's just going like muda 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 throughout the whole thing. I can't get the sound to work, but it's not working. That's Keenan. Muda 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 muda. But
I'll take it. I have no idea what it means, but I'll take it.
It means useless in Japanese.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh man. But anyways, let's get back on the track there. I thought that was funny. Okay, so we talked about now we're on the Fan Expo. I think Najee Jeter was sick, and unfortunately, those who attended Fan Expo probably couldn't even meet Keenan. Not Keenan, Najee Jeter. Excuse me. That's
everyone wants to
whenever they want.
Too.
Everybody gets to meet Keenan. Just go get some coffee at his shop.
Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
Won't even charge anybody.
Oh man, I would like to walk up in there. I'm like, let's have some coffee and chat. Definitely.
Just chill out and hang with the boys. That's all that matters.
I want a cappuccino. Definitely. And
you're welcome to.
Evan, do you want to add any? JoJo does not suck. That's it. I'm banning this guy in the chat.
Oh no!
He told me that JoJo sucks. Nope.
The disrespect.
The disrespect is real. I'm watching you guys in the chat. Some of you guys be saying some disrespect.
Can't do JoJo like that.
Yeah, no, you can't. You can't do that. No. All right, Evan, do you want to add anything else about anything that's new or anything that's
well, yeah. So what was gonna happen with Fan Expo is that we were gonna get a whole panel, an hour-long panel from Najee Jeter just about him. It wasn't specifically about Marvel Spider-Man 2. It was just about him and his background and his work. But of course, I'm sure that he was gonna talk a lot about the game and are going to be able to ask him questions because they've been able to do that at previous Fan Expo events where we got that interview from him at that other one where he said, like, he kind of gave us some teases about the symbiote and stuff like that, and like they're going to be everywhere, if you remember that he said that. So that was another Fan Expo. But this time, sadly, yeah, he canceled. He wasn't there at all. And the only thing that we got that was related to Spider-Man 2 was a booth that had the same statues that were at Comic-Con, which I saw.
Oh, those are amazing.
And they were the exact same. I didn't go to Fan Expo, but I know the Stealth Gamer took pictures of it online, and he'll probably do a video about it on his own channel. But he took pictures, and from what we saw, the booth there just had the statues from Comic-Con, but an also in-person look at the PS5 bundle with the faceplates and the controller. So
he was so lucky to see
that. Was dope. But other than that, our big, go big or go home news now that we're waiting for since Fan Expo is now over is Game Informer. So now that is happening tomorrow. It may or may not be Spider-Man 2. If it is, fantastic. If it's not, then we gotta, buckle up for September and hopefully see something new for the game before October arrives. But yeah,
100%.
Showcase, PlayStation Showcase, but a real one.
The real
last
one
we got.
The real one, Sony. Yeah, exactly, Keenan.
Been holding on to that for over a year.
Just to get your guys' input, what were your thoughts for that showcase? Spider-Man 2 was great, but everything else was like...
Well, yeah, I loved it.
I liked it. I don't know why people didn't. I don't know. I'm honestly a little confused as to why a lot of people thought it was either subpar or just didn't like it.
Oh, I thought it was.
I think it's just awful. Because, and you already know me where I'm going with this, Ronnie.
Yeah.
Mr. Lion Jim Ryan himself was pretty much overhyping the event like crazy. Seriously, if you go back to some of his statements, like, this is the event to be at. You will see all the big new PS5 reveals. This is going to be a historical landmark event for PlayStation. Trust me.
Oh my
and the only thing that we got there really that was noteworthy was Spider-Man 2, and then a bunch of indie stuff and like lower tier.
There's one Japanese game. There's one Japanese
Metal Gear
game.
Solid thing, right? But
there's this one Japanese game
I was on the ledge
looking
that
forward
whole
to.
showcase.
There's this I think it was an MMORPG. It's a Japanese game. It's similar to Ghost of Tsushima. That's really bloody and violent. That was showcased.
Is it that Black Wukong thing, or is it something else?
No, it's another game. I can't remember.
With the Phantom Blade or whatever it was.
Hold on. PlayStation Show. I'm gonna type it real quick. Hold on a second.
I think Phantom Blade is what it was.
But I think, the problem was that there weren't enough big
mind
blowing moments because a lot of stuff that was what they showed was either expected like Spider-Man 2 or leaked like Metal Gear Solid was. So
I was
also like. A lot of the reveals are also going to be on Xbox as well, so it was just it was kind of sad because right after the showcase ended, like half the games that were shown off Xbox like had a little graphic, and they're like, "Can't wait to see these games on Xbox," and it was like all the games we just got trailers for.
We got these games too. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just like, that's.
It was Phantom Blade 0, by the way. It was, and that game looks amazing. I'm excited for that one. I want to play that game. It is an RPG.
There was also that Stellar Blade, I think, too. Was
Ghost Runner 2, and let's see what else. Stellar Blade, and that's pretty much it. But I think, and I was right about one thing. I called it. They saved Marvel Spider-Man 2 best for last because Sony knows what it's about. Sony knows that Spider-Man 2 is like the savior. They saved it for last.
I kid you not.
I'm not kidding. I knew it. I knew it.
I was on the honestly, I was on the ledge the entire showcase where
my heart skipped a beat.
I was like, I'm about to jump. And then
they're not gonna do it, bro.
They started the trailer for it, and I was like, literally 1 foot off the ledge, like, because I was like, this is not Spider-Man. I'm like, Spider-Man isn't in the jungle. I saw Evan's reaction. He thought it was The Last of Us, and I was thinking like, Last of Us was what came to my head, but at the same time, I was kind of like, maybe Wolverine, which I'll still be really excited for Wolverine, but it's not Spider-Man 2.
I gotta give him credit where credit is due. Insomniac really did a great job at throwing us off and having us there in the first half. Not gonna lie.
Oh, they did that on purpose.
Because you think like, okay, we're about to see a new Spider-Man trailer, so the first thing we're gonna see is Manhattan, right? Like a stone concrete jungle. But instead, we actually get a literal jungle, and the graphics look so much better and superior to like the first game. and it looks nothing like Spider-Man. So I'm like thinking, that's why I sat there quiet. I'm like, oh God, they did it again. They did this thing where like they didn't show Spider-Man again.
No, it hurt me.
And then I take a second look. And I'm like, what are those cheetah things on him? And I'm like, and then I hear Craven's voice. I'm like, that's Craven. And then like Craven shows up and then he kills this big son of a bitch right here, like easily. And I'm like, oh my God!
He killed his MCU counterpart. He killed
another universe. That I don't care what anybody says. Aaron Taylor Johnson is not Craven. Okay.
No.
He has an American.
But he's a great actor on the side.
Yeah.
He has an American accent. Just like how I thought Jesse Eisenberg was a terrible Lex Luthor, I don't think Aaron Taylor Johnson will make a great Craven, even though he's good at everything else he's been in, like Kick-Ass. But like, what the hell,
Nocturnal
man?
Animals.
Like, I'm actually on IGN's page. But yeah, thank you for reminding me. Phantom Blade Zero is something that I really look forward to playing. I loved Ghost of Tsushima, and I have it on my PS5. I recently even got an internal SSD upgrade for my PS5, so I can have more memory and play more games. But it was the WD Black PlayStation Edition SSD, which I installed. It's an M.2.
Very nice.
Yeah. So like Spider-Man 2 is gonna be
the whole setup.
Yeah, I'm ready to go. At least I have the red plate covers. I don't have the Spider-Man covers, unfortunately. But hey, I'm still excited nonetheless. We get to play the game at least. Can you imagine what this game will look like?
Good things come to those who wait.
Yeah, for sure. I can't. Like, can you imagine what this game will look like when it comes to PC?
Oh my god, the mods.
The mods. Oh my god, they're gonna be sick.
I already know someone's gonna replace Venom with Shrek or something. Like, like at some point it's gonna be wild.
Yeah, or like an alien species, like from the movie Aliens. Like they might do that.
Oh, that would be crazy. A xenomorph.
A
Holy
xenomorph.
smokes.
Yeah.
The Queen xenomorph. Oh my god.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be
madness.
Sick. But anything else you'd like to add? I know that Keenan, you got some matters to attend to soon, right? Because like we're already coming up at 51 minutes.
Unfortunately, so.
Yeah. All right.
But I had fun. It's great.
Yeah.
If Ronnie, if you and I want to do stuff, if Keenan has to go or something.
Yeah. I got a little extra time, Evan, if anything. But if Keenan, if you have to go, I totally understand. No. But if you want to add anything else,
that would be awesome.
If you want do a shameful plug-in, like plug in whatever you got coming up on your channel, your social media.
I have plenty of shameful plugins.
Let me know, man. You got an OnlyFans coming out? Tell me right now.
That's how the business goes. There you go.
I mean, I may do an OnlyFans. I don't know.
I've heard rumors about that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure.
Lots of speculation.
Yeah.
That's the biggest theory amongst the Spider-Man community right now.
Yeah.
Will Ronnie and Keenan have OnlyFans?
All right, Keenan, let me know what you got going on, man.
Yeah, Twitter, you can find me at CB_Keenan. I also have a YouTube channel. It's Comic Blast Keenan. I'm fairly certain that our audiences are the same. So just shout out to you guys for supporting all of us. It's been fun, man. And it's been a great journey to this game, and it's just gonna get even better once the game does come out.
It's been almost a couple years too that we were actually following this game. But yeah, I've been loving.
Hey, we were like, shout out to us three in particular. Like all the big YouTubers are covering it, which is fine. The more exposure to the game, the better. But just remember, we were there for those dark times where there was nothing to talk about for 2 years, and we're literally coming up with anything and everything we can to talk about to keep the hype going for the game. So it's been a long journey. It's cool to see like where we've all come in that time.
Also, shout out to some of the fans and the people in the chat who actually never gave up on the game, because like some bad memories came up where like people were like, man, I'm starting to lose faith in this game. It's never gonna come out. I think I'm just gonna quit. Insomniac sucks. And then so there were some that were actually saying, I'm done with this game. And then all of a sudden they're not quiet. They're all quiet about that now. They're talking about how they're excited. Like some of those people are.
I was always hyped.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not eating my shoes.
Meanwhile, they have three, if you count the remaster, 2 games to play through from Insomniac already that they can keep themselves occupied with.
Exactly.
But they're like, no, I want it now. Like that Peter Griffin clip from Family Guy. But I want it now. He just throws a tantrum and
I told people for a while, I was like, if you want to get hyped for Marvel Spider-Man 2, the best thing you could possibly play is Ratchet and Clank. I kid you not. That game got me even more excited just because of the performance and fidelity in that game. Yeah. I was just like, damn, this on a PS5 is, like, this is just a haste of what's to come for Marvel Spider-Man 2. But
yeah.
Anyways, thanks for having me, Ronnie. It's good to talk to you again, Evan.
Man.
Both of you guys. It's been fun.
Definitely.
And I will let you guys take over the show. But
yeah, for sure.
shout out to everyone in the Spidey squad. It's been awesome.
Looks
Y'all
like your
take
dog
care.
has entered the room, by the way.
Yeah, she's like, take me out of here.
All right, guys.
Yeah, she's been locked up with me actually the whole time. She's just been sleeping. So.
All right, Keenan. Well, you be safe out there and take care, man. All right.
Yep. See you guys
later. All right. So, Evan, you need to get Caboose.
The main man himself.
You got to get Caboose in here as well at some point.
Oh man.
Can you hit up Caboose at some point? We can do a collab.
Exactly. I feel like we've tried already, but I also got to meet him in person at Comic-Con. I already got to meet him in person at first time was at E3 2018. So
I thought you communicated
seeing
with
him at Comic-Con was.
He's a big YouTuber.
We just saw each other out of nowhere. Like we knew we were gonna be there, but we didn't like schedule a meetup or anything. But we were both at, of course, the Marvel area waiting for news for the game. So it's like, oh, they're like the Spider-Man meme pointing at each other. So
I've seen his content, Caboose, and that guy has everything. Like amazing camera work, good voice quality, and the guy's got everything going on. Yeah. Oh, Keenan, thank you for the donation.
Oh heck yes!
He donated donated $5, man. Thanks, Keenan. I'm about to get a scream of like Fred Randall. There he is. Oh my God! So yeah, that's Fred Randall from Rocket Man, the Disney movie.
Nice.
He screams when like he got announced that he was gonna be an astronaut going to Mars. Oh man, that gets me every time. Perfect. Yeah. But yeah, thank you, Keenan, for the dono. You guys, you are amazing. I appreciate it. And to everybody else, sorry if that scared you there. But anyway, yeah. So that's cool that you saw Caboose. What was he like meeting him there?
You know what? I'm gonna do the $5 too if I have it on my.
Oh shit!
Account. I hope it works.
Evan, thank you so much if you do that in advance.
There you go.
Oh my God, you're the best. Thank you.
Oh, you deserve it, buddy. Yeah, it was just cool seeing him.
Yeah.
And we were both like, because we were both in Hall H, and being able to see the trailer during the Hall H panel was wild. And then we got to see it again on the day of the interview where Bill Roseman and Brian Intar were on stage.
Damn, that's awesome.
And got to see it on like the big screen in that area, which was sick.
That must have been awesome being there.
It was dope. But yeah, we were just like nerding out together, and seeing other like Insomniacs there too, like in the crowd, were super cool. Like not only in the Marvel area, but just walking around the convention. It's like, oh, I know you. Oh, I know you. It's like, and they knew us, which was crazy. We didn't hang out together, but like we just met up like a few times. But it was cool seeing him, and it was fun that they just were like the Insomniacs are clearly super passionate about the game, but also they're super dedicated and devoted to the fans because they genuinely care about feedback, but also wanting to make fans happy.
The passion and the love and care is really palpable when it comes to like meeting those guys. Like I bet like it was really palpable. Like that kind of passion was there.
It honestly made my
those
summer.
Guys. Yeah, I really want to meet those guys badly. Like even if not for Spider-Man 2, then definitely maybe Marvel Spider-Man 3. Hopefully I'll be able to afford to go fly over there and attend to one of those events in another 5 years from now.
1,000%.
Yeah, man.
Or maybe not even 4 to 5. Maybe like next year. Maybe they'll do Marvel's Wolverine.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about Wolverine. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be talking about that game on this channel too. So not only will I be a Spider-Man channel, but I'll be definitely doing Wolverine stuff. But I will be doing as we get closer to the release or like the marketing of Wolverine, I will be doing more Wolverine videos. So stay tuned for that too. Oh my God, there's a dark cloud like pouring over, like the sun's gone. There's a dark cloud. It just got darker in my room. Like here,
Cumulonimbus is creeping up on you. We gotta get out of there.
That's the Game Informer cloud right there. Like,
yes. Oh man. Yeah. Oh man.
That's gonna be
man. Cool. It's gonna be weird if it's not Spider-Man 2. To be honest, like Assassin's Creed Mirage, sure. I guess it deserves a coverage for Game Informer, but why on earth would they not do Spider-Man? And if they have a Game Informer for Spider-Man in October, that's even weirder because it wouldn't make sense if they held off all the way until October to reveal a Game Informer cover for Spider-Man. Then, if it comes out that month, so I don't know, but We'll see. And if it's not, then I'm sure Sony will have its own thing in September. Like, there's rumors, and I think we've talked about this, but there are rumors that there could be a second PlayStation showcase this upcoming month in September.
Really?
And that's the real PlayStation showcase that they're hiding. Yeah, like, oh, because we got Spider-Man 2 in the last showcase, and then the Metal Gear stuff, but that was kind of it. So it's like, where's Last of Us, the multiplayer? Where's Ghost of Tsushima 2? Where's you know, like the next
Ghost of
Guerrilla
Tsushima
Games
2
project.
Remastered. We never got a did we get it? Yeah, we got a PS5 version.
Where's the infamous remaster? That's what I want to know. Where's the infamous remake of the whole trilogy? Where's a Sly Cooper game? Like all these PlayStation games that could be revamped and revitalized for a new generation. They're just either they're sleeping at the wheel or they are working on them and we just haven't heard about them yet. So I'm hoping that if the second PlayStation showcase does end up happening, then we can get much more insight about what the big AAA first-party blockbuster exclusives are going to be. You know, like the Spider-Man 2s, the Wolverines, the Infamouses, the Ghost of Tsushimas, like all those big titles. What is going on with those? And that's what we didn't really get a lot of during the last showcase, besides Spider-Man 2. But at that point, that was a given. So now if they do a second one, are they going to focus on hardware as well? Like the, I think it was leaked.
A PlayStation Pro?
Yeah, well, I want there to be a PlayStation Pro, but the PlayStation Slim, that was leaked, but it looks weird. So I do want to know if they are going to do like a PS5 Pro at some point.
We don't need I honestly don't really care much for a Slim. I love my OG PS5. I actually still have the first original. Because like the heatsink in that one is still a fat son of a bitch. Like the heatsink is actually big. So I'm a proud owner of that, even though like the new revisioned version of the PS5 has a slightly lighter heatsink and a little smaller. I'm like, no, more of a heatsink is better because it'll dissipate the heat better. It's better. It's a fat boy, and I love my fat boy. I love my fat kid. Leave him alone. Don't make fun of him, you bullies.
I can attest to this personally. Yes, I feel the same way. Especially when it's like, so what I'm doing is that I didn't, and I guess I was gonna save this as an announcement for when I get the thing, but I'll say it here for the stream as a news to astonish exclusive. So,
thank you.
I wanted to get the PS5 faceplates separately, like a normal logistical person would in a financial state, but they're all sold out everywhere, so I couldn't get them. I did, however, pre-order the controller, and I'm doing another one for a giveaway, so I'm like, okay, that one I'll get a giveaway for, and the other one I'll get just for myself. Right. But then the faceplates are still out of nowhere, and I want the faceplates more than the controller. So what happened was yeah, exactly. Just to give it some pizzazz on the PS5.
Right.
So what is happening now is that I'm going to be trading in my current PS5 to get the full PS5 bundle.
Oh my god.
For Spider-Man 2. I know.
Crazy son of a bitch.
But the reason it's like I'm gonna say this in my unboxing video. It's like, Evan, are you an idiot? What are you doing? So it's like, what is the reason is so I can get the controller? No, listen. So I can get the controller. And I can get the PS5 console with the faceplates, and there's a game that comes with it, right? There's a digital code for the game, and that I will be doing a giveaway for. So that's the next giveaway that I'm doing for the channel.
It's a good idea.
So I thought, it's a good idea. At the very least, I can give back to the community while suffering a huge, massive amount of income, but it's for you guys, so that's what matters most. So
that is a good idea if you're gonna do that. The thing is that for me personally, I can't trade my PS5 because it's an actual first. It's the first version, so I can't do that. The new versions are nothing like it. There's been different.
What's it called? It's a. It has like an antique.
It's a specific model too, by the way. The first PS5 models, they have a specific number to it. Hang on, let's see. The first model is called. I have the CFI 1015A. That's the model. That's the U.S. Canada
OG
November 12th, 2020 version. The current version that came out, let's see, I don't remember, but it has the new heatsink and everything. It's a little lighter, and they've been coming.
And is it physical or digital?
It's physical. It's the physical edition.
Okay.
Yeah, you gotta go for it. I can't.
You know me. Thank you. I was just gonna say like I can't stand digital. I'm a physical man first and foremost.
I don't think we're ready. Honestly, and also Sony PlayStation removes games from the market all the time.
Yes.
So if you delete your game off of your actual console and you want to re-download it again because you think you can because you bought it, you can't.
Yeah.
And I'm like, therefore you don't really own the game. So there was no point in spending that money.
Which is why, side note, I'm so pissed that they're doing that with Alan Wake 2.
Yeah.
Because I love physical games and they're only doing a digital release. It's like, why would you do this?
I'm proud to say that I have physical copies, so I could be like, yeah, this is my game. I can play it whenever I want, even offline.
Yes.
So this is my copy.
Exactly.
But I will be buying an actual physical copy of Spider-Man 2, even though mine's going to be the digital. I want the box. I want the box in my hand.
Same.
Put it in my mouth. Pause. But anyways.
I want to taste the steelbook with a game disc inside, which is why I don't get why the collection edition's coming with the steelbook case and no game with it.
Yeah.
So what's the point of the case if you don't have the game with? Huh? So yeah,
that was a little disappointing for me.
More money down the drain, but
yeah.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, that was a little disappointing for me when I found out that it was just digital. But I get it.
Yeah.
But I'm like, there's no excuse. You can actually fit the game in there in that box.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, oh, bad timing or whatever, but it's just gonna be like super unfortunate if it turns out that it's not a physical disc.
Oh man, hold on. The Game Informer cover got
I know. I saw Keenan's post.
He tweeted it out. Oh shit. I'm quote tweeting this.
The full Game Informer cover leaked, boys. All thanks to Comic Blast Keenan.
They're not gonna they're not gonna reveal the identity of Venom in this thing. I hope they don't do that.
I was under the assumption, like, ignorantly thinking when I was at Comic-Con, like, okay, we're gonna get a story trailer at Comic-Con, and I feel like they're also gonna say that Venom's playable, and that'll be like the big, huge scoop because they showed that in advance the day before, where they showed the Venom screenshot. So I'm like, okay, we're gonna get some full-on Venom action details for this right now, exclusive reveal, and it wasn't. And we just got the story trailer and the PS5 bundle, which is cool, but I'm like, damn, if there was any time and place to say that Venom was playable, this would have been it. Which tells me that, we're not going to find out until afterwards when the game's actually out that whether or not Venom is playable.
This is why we're doing this live right now, because like these news are dropping, and then all of us boys right here, Spidey boys, are just delivering what you guys asked for. It's happening. Right. We're doing it live. We're doing it now.
What you ask, you shall receive. Yeah. All thanks to News to Astonish.
For sure. If we meet up, we got to do the pointing thing. Like
we have to.
We're not Spider-Men. We're like the men of Spider-Men and the Spider-Man reporting. So like we're like different universes where we do the same thing on YouTube.
Yes.
It's like you do what I do what you do. Like, and then we just point at each other. Oh man, it's a canon event for sure. We got to do that for sure.
It's inevitable at this point.
But where would we meet? Like in your state, Keenan State?
Comic-Con?
Comic-Con.
Another event of some kind. I was going to say E3, but RIP E3.
Rest in peace. Yeah,
Game Awards?
Game Awards.
Game Awards. If they do that for Spider-Man 2, if it's nominated for Game of the Year, we could.
How much is a ticket?
Because it would... A lot. But it's worth it. I mean, well, I don't know if it's worth it, but I mean, the previous years, they're worth it. Nowadays, Jeff Keighley... I both love and hate Jeff Keighley because he's trying to do his best to make games the best medium in the world of entertainment, because that's what I believe as well. Like, games are better than films, better than shows. Games are where it's at. And Jeff Keighley's like an advocate for that, first and foremost. That's his whole thing. Right. But the way on how he forms some of his shows, like the Game Awards and the recent Summer Game Fest and the Gamescom that just happened, I'm like, this is like a big advertisement, Jeff, and not a good one. So I'm like, you gotta rein it in. You gotta polish the edges a bit. You gotta just
he has his cringy moments. I'll give him that.
Yeah, he does. I feel so bad for him though, with the guy who comes up on stage and
my God, he wants to lose it. He wants to lose it. Every time something like that happens, Jeff Keighley is getting. It just takes one goof like that guy. He's one goof away from just like going hard as he's gonna go ham on somebody. I see it right now.
Give him the symbiote. He's gonna go off.
He went like this. Like he had the mic. He went, okay.
It's like a stress ball. He's just
this is ridiculous. He's like he said something like, "This is ridiculous or unprofessional."
He's like, we're here to celebrate games, guys. But in the back of his head, like, you son of a... Like, I bet he's going to go...
Oh, man.
Yeah, one of these days.
Oh, the tickets are not that expensive. They only range from $76 to $181.
Okay, they're great. Cheap. Perfect, because they are way more expensive for Comic-Con. So, yeah.
Hey, Evan, do you have a black and white suit?
I have a black suit.
You have a black suit. All right.
I can throw in some white there. I can try.
All right, we gotta let Keenan know for the next Game Award show, and then we gotta keep up with this. Here's what we're gonna do. We're all gonna wear black suits, and we're gonna do the Tobey Maguire dance.
That's right.
Like the Bully Maguire.
Bully dance. Lowenthal in the building as he was in Comic-Con. So Bully Filarca, Bully News to Astonish, Bully Ronnie, Bully Keenan.
Yeah, we will get our bully certifications.
That's right.
Yeah, we definitely need to go to the Game Awards.
1000%.
We got to go to the Game Awards. That's gonna be awesome.
Yes.
We'll definitely feel. We also need to keep an eye on anybody, especially that Bill Clinton kid and any unusual suspects. Like,
we'll suss them out.
Don't do that. Like, don't get up there. Jeff Keighley will kill your
ass.
Jeff,
watch out. Yeah, exactly. We got to be his bodyguards. Warn him.
Jeff.
Behind you. You're 3 o'clock.
Stop.
No.
We're pulling a Spider-Man and we're saving the day.
The Gwen Stacy moment of it all.
The bully gang.
Oh, man. Reach out the hand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, Magdypool reached out to you in the chat saying that he's a big fan. But I think I've mentioned that before.
I think you did. Stream. Thank you, Magdypool. I'm honored.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
See what people are saying in the chat. Where's Caboose? We talked about where Caboose is, Spider-Boy 50. Like, I don't know if he'll notice people like us, but like he notices Evan because he's
busy on his own grind.
He's busy on his own thing, so
that's right.
There's nothing that we can really do. We try to reach out to him a couple times, but he's kind of a busy guy, I guess. Let's see.
Works on his own terms.
Magdypool says, I don't think they sell physical copy. Yes, they do. It's the standard edition. You'll be able to buy the standard edition. Everybody will be able to buy the standard edition. Jose Legend asks Evan, upload more videos. Evan, you recently uploaded a video. I know that for sure.
I see that. Yeah. Like 5 days ago.
Like 5 days
I've been off, sadly, because I've been busy with school stuff, sadly. But just to let you guys know and maybe be a source of, a little boost of motivation in case anyone needs it out there. Like, I'm not just, like, doing school stuff and, like, half-assing it. I'm actually, like, in San Francisco State University, majoring in communications, 4.0 GPA. I made on the Dean's Honor Roll list.
That's great, man.
That's all you need to know. So work hard, and it'll pay off, hopefully. But that's my advice to you guys. Just keep at it. You'll make it. But that's why, sadly, at this downtime when there's no major Spider-Man 2 news, I'm focusing on my studies, acing all my classes, getting good grades.
That's good, man.
And being a good, holy student as best I can. But I'm doing you guys justice. And, of course, when there's new Spider-Man information to talk about, Ronnie and Keenan and I got you covered. So no worries.
Sure. And Caboose
right now during this downtime period, and my fall semester just started last week. Yeah. So that's even more why I wanted to get the jump on things when I had the opportunity to do so. So now, with this Game Informer thing happening and October around the corner and the PS5 coming out in 4 days, so it'll start heating up again. So be on the lookout for sure.
My last video was only 2 days ago, but I'll definitely be.
And it was fantastic.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
As they always are.
Thank you. It's just rated T for team. That wasn't surprising to anybody, but I needed to cover it anyways. But
that's why I saw that, and then I also saw the Game Informer news where they said we're gonna reveal the cover tomorrow, and I'm like, should I make a video about this? And I'm like, I think I'll miss this. I think I'll pass.
You can only say so much about something like that.
Exactly.
Unless you have unless you have diarrhea of the mouth where you just want to spew a bunch of nonsense. But you can only say so much about that. It's better to save it for like when the actual buttload of information.
The actual news happens exactly, and at that point you can either make a Twitter post. X post. You can make a Twitter post, or you could do a short.
It's called
which is easier.
I think it's called a Zeet. It's called a Zeet.
A Zeet? Oh, God.
I don't know. I just made that up. A Zeet.
Close enough. Or what they call it now, a post?
A post and a quote post, which sounds...
Post.
Yeah, it rings off... It totally rings off the tongue. Like, rolls off the tongue really well.
totally not bootleg or discount Walmart Twitter in any way.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like
100%.
Elon, what do you do? I need that Elon and Zuckerberg fight to happen soon.
Yeah,
though.
that's gotta happen. Like we've already gotten content creator fighting in the boxing ring. Now we got to see CEOs boxing.
Exactly. Two lizard men fighting each other. I can't wait.
Yeah. I'm convinced Mark Zuckerberg is a lizard person. So for sure. Yeah, but this is exciting, man. I can't wait for tomorrow's Game Informer posts. If you know, one thing about being a content creator is that I worry about how like this is always in the back of my mind. I worry about how like I don't post every day, and I see some content.
Literally me.
Yeah.
24/7.
I see some content creators that I follow who post every single day, and they have the luxury to do so because that's their job. And they get paid enough to do it. And I'm like, how the hell do they do it? And they don't get fatigued doing it. Like a perfect example is Penguins, Charlie, Moist Critical. I don't know if you know who that is. Okay, that son of a bitch posts every single day. Like it's
every day.
He posts at least minimum maybe 2 videos a day. And not only does he have the luxury to do so because he does, he has Moist Meter. He has his own comic books. He has Twitch. He has ads on YouTube, and he has other streams of revenue. That guy's got a lot going on, and he has the time of day to do those things. Really, when you have the time of day to do those things, it's not that hard, and it doesn't take too much. But unfortunately, for people like us who work and go to school, we can't do that.
Yeah, exactly. Because priorities are different for every person. But doesn't he have like over millions of subscribers?
5 million subscribers.
So that's why. I mean, it's not because he has like a medium fan base and he just can do it because no, he has like a big, well-established fan base that probably took him years to accumulate.
For sure.
So yeah, and that's just the thing for like any content creator out there. Like, if you find the thing that you're interested in, pursue it, and don't worry about what other people are doing that you feel like you're intruding, or that you're like, oh, this person's covering Spider-Man 2. What can I do to add to that when everyone else is talking about it? Doesn't matter. Just go for it. That's the beauty of it. Like, your opinion, no matter what it is, will always be different from anyone else's. So never feel afraid to take that risk and make a video or a piece of content or a post and talk about the subject that everyone else is talking about, because you'll always stand out no matter what. So that's my little piece of advice. But
here's a message to like some of the those of you guys who want to become content creators. If you are in the chat and you aspire to become one, don't ever feel like you can't do it, or pressured, or don't feel like people are trying to tell you that you can't do those things. You can. We all started from zero. Evan started from zero. I started from zero. I remember Evan, when I first discovered his channel, he had like about maybe 3,000 subs, and I'm like, this kid's got it, man. He's got the passion. He's growing a fan base, and he knows what he's doing. But we all started from the bottom, and now they're on the top. Evan's got like that YouTube plaque. How does that feel, by the way, to hold it? Like, what's it feel like? Does it have a little bit
see it?
Yeah. Does it have a little bit of weight to it? I want to see it.
It's really light, but the front of it is glass, and I wasn't expecting it to be glass. So it's like a mirror. So every time that you look at it, you see yourself in the reflection.
Show it for the rest of the people here on the chat. I'll come back. I want to see it. I got to see this. I can't wait to get my first plaque. Little Nightmares 3. I never played the original Little Nightmares, but I like those kinds of games. They're kind of creepy, and they're also fun, and they're also side-scrolling. It does look interesting, but I don't know if I'm going to be playing it anytime soon. I'm also playing Stray again. I revisited the game, and I'm playing Stray on my PS5. But yeah, Evan's got the plaque. He's about to show it.
I haven't had the chance to hang it yet because I've been so busy with college and everything, and of course this isn't my house. This is just where I'm staying at for school, and my roommate's here too. But yeah, like when it came in, I was worried that it wasn't going to send to the right address first, but then when I got it, it was, and cover the address, but it comes in this box.
That's beautiful, man. I'm looking at it now. Wow.
Right there. So yeah.
Oh my god.
So it's glass. So you see the reflection of.
No! Don't break it, Evan!
Okay, don't worry. Okay. My laptop probably not so much, but see the. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's durable, which is the plus about it.
You gotta anybody clip that?
Anybody clip that? And just Evan's embarrassing moments 101. Oh man. Flop.
Oh man.
Exactly. But but you
cool,
see
man.
how again it's a dream
class.
that this happened, and it's wild that even being able to hold anything like this, let alone be able to be worthy enough of having it, just because of all you guys and all your hard work of being able to share the channel and every video that I've made since 2016 with my little bitty iPhone, and then being able to
what's your wallpaper? What's your wallpaper? I'll show you mine. Show me yours. All right, ready to see
red
mine?
Spider-Man symbol. Is it? Hey, there you go.
I made it.
Nice. That's sick.
I repositioned it in Photoshop, and then I sent it to myself, and then I put it as my screen saver on my phone.
Awesome.
That's cool. That's awesome. And 100K is the silver plaque, and then the gold is 500K.
Yeah,
right?
gold is $1 million. No, I think gold is $1 million, and then 10 million is platinum.
Yeah,
I think.
So there's no bronze. It was just silver.
There is no bronze, which is weird. There should be. Bronze should be like
100K.
50,000.
50,000. Yeah, there should be a bronze. I would love that.
Something like that. Yeah.
100K is the silver, and then gold is $1 million. Yeah. Damn, dude.
Crazy.
And then there's like the diamond, which is 10 million.
Yeah, that's only like. I swear, wasn't that one even made? For
PewDiePie.
Like
PewDiePie has it.
PewDiePie, yeah, like it was just like
PewDiePie Markiplier has it, and Jacksepticeye.
Oh man, wow, crazy. But
yeah,
again, like, but just to show, like, just exactly like to elaborate what Ronnie was saying is that this could be for any of you, and I'm just one of the lucky few who was able to make it this far because of you. So it just shows that any one of your pursuits, dreams, visions about wanting to possibly make content or do a YouTube video, and at the back of your mind, if you have that little voice in your head saying, you shouldn't do it, you're not good enough, don't do it, you'll never reach 100K, don't listen to it, because that's not true, and you could just believe in yourself as much as possible to make sure that your dreams can become a reality. I know that's super cheesy, but it's true. But again, that's all because of all you guys being able to help me and even Ronnie and Keenan and the whole Spidey squad get where we are today. So because of that, I say thank you.
Ed Dulario,
you guys are the best.
Ed Dulario asks, he wants to become a content creator, but he has a question. He wants to start Portuguese channel, which is his native mother tongue. Or does he start in English because he would have language difficulty? I can tell you this, and I can answer this. Ed Dulario, there are a lot of actual South American, Spanish, Portuguese channels out there that actually have, like channels that I never heard of that actually have a huge following, like millions of followers. So do it with whatever language makes you comfortable. If you want to do it in Portuguese, do it. Like, you'll grow. Like there's an audience for everything.
I think I've seen like 3 to 5 other channels that are like specifically Spanish oriented that have done videos about Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
And they get like tons of views, so it's crazy.
So
again, it doesn't matter where you're from, what your native tongue is, what your background is. Just be yourself, like Miles Morales always does. Be yourself, and just put your best foot forward, and it'll, build up to that point over time. But just keep going and keep being your best self that you can be, and that's all that matters.
Magdipol, you'll only be a small content creator if you are not consistent. Part of being a content creator is, you got to put in the hard work like everything else. It's evident that Evan has been able to do that because he does put in the hard work. Not like, even if you, let's say, upload a video every couple days, every 5 days, every 3 days, whatever. Each of those videos need to be a bit of a banger. Like, a lot of good work ethic and a lot of work needs to be put into each of those videos. The quality needs to be there for people to actually want to come back and watch your videos. So if you really aspire to be some sort of content creator on any platform, you got to put in the work. And that's just like the most honest criticism, or I guess feedback I can give you when it comes to that.
It really is about dedication, right? Because like, even with like me, like starting off in 2016, like, again, I think I told this story 1,000 times, but it's true, is that I was planning to go to San Jose State University,
Yeah.
majoring in political science. And I thought, oh, that makes sense, whatever. And then they announced the Spider-Man game. Like, never mind. This is exactly what I want to do. And it took me a full year to get to 2,000 subscribers, which is a lot, I guess, at the time. But that was still just with my iPhone and no knowledge of editing videos, doing commentary, editing through a laptop, because I didn't even have a laptop at that point. I just had my phone. So I had to buy, invest, make sure it was a career or a thing, an occupation, a job, whatever that I really wanted to pursue.
Right.
And just keep at it as best you can, whether it's by, doing a hour-long video one day, a 5-minute video the next day. Just keep experimenting, working on different aspects about the job and the traits of YouTube, but also just trying different things and learning new things too, and seeing what best fits for you. Because one type of video may be different from another type of video you make, and you might not know which one you like more until you experiment with everything, right? So that's why it's really important just to try and test all the waters and see what you think works best, and just experiment and just free flow with any type of thing that you think could be interesting to you.
Right.
But just don't feel afraid that you're like, oh, I don't know how to do this. Well, try. Just try and see where it goes from there, and that's all you can hope for, really.
So, Dark Attack mentions that he's creating horror content and he has 9,000 subs. You're close to me, man. And I love me some horror, and I bet, and I haven't even seen your channel, Dark Attack, but I bet you have some good Resident Evil breakdown videos in there, because I love Resident Evil. And I'm playing those. I play those games. See, Dark Attack, if you want, leave a link in the chat to your channel.
I think I've said this before, but can I be honest with you?
What?
I've never played a Resident Evil game.
Ah! I'm kidding.
Oh!
And I just get blasted.
Burn Evan at the stake.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Blasphemy!
Uh-oh.
Blasphemy!
Blasphemy! Heresy!
Oh,
God,
man! Now you're eating a boot.
Oh my god! Dirty, crusty SpongeBob boot, like from Mr. Krabs. Uh-oh.
My sandwich is a boot.
It's a boot. I've never played Resident Evil because it's just so much lore and stuff to get into, and I'm like, I can't do that. Like, I don't know, like, it's just a lot, but I'm sure they're fun.
Yeah, well, at Dulario, back to your question then, if you think, or if you know that the Portuguese community is way smaller, then doing it in English, because there's actually people from different countries, like PewDiePie, for example. He's a Swedish man, right? But his content is in English, even though he speaks.
Well, it's the same thing.
Swedish.
Like, it's different for different
everybody.
regions. Like, Caboose is in Canada, right?
Yeah.
So predominantly his audience should be Canadian, right? So it would be logical, like, if you're Portuguese, you would get a Portuguese audience, and sure, maybe a lot of American viewers, because America's Well, go for it.
Michonne Williams donated $10. Wow. Thank you, Michonne. You are amazing.
Let's go, Michonne.
He has the question. It says, hey, Evan and Astonish, I wanted to ask you, you can call me Ronnie, by the way, Michonne. I wanted to ask you guys a personal question. If Venom happens to be playable, how do you think Insomniac can expand upon the gameplay in Ultimate Spider-Man playing as Venom?
One of my favorites. He's already a GOAT for playing Ultimate Spider-Man because it's one of the best Spider-Man games of all time. So thank you for your amazing comments and question, Michonne Williams. You are the best. Man, I mean, come on. Like, what is interesting, like, and I did a one-on-one video about it, is that in that article that Insomniac put up before Comic-Con happened, that Entertainment Weekly article with the Venom picture, they said, like, oh, fans will be very familiar with Venom's abilities in-game.
Wait, what? Can you repeat that again?
They said that.
Repeat that again?
And it's like, do you mean playable a bit back like you can in Ultimate Spider-Man? Like, man, I mean, if they do that, or, like, imagine, like, a finisher, like triangle, circle, but for Venom, and if Venom has finishers or something.
You actually got cut off. You got cut off a little bit in that part when you said they said, and then it got cut off. There was like a signal error.
Oh, sorry.
Can you say that again, Evan?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, I was saying in the Entertainment Weekly article, they said, Insomniac, that they fans will recognize a lot of Venom's abilities in Marvel Spider-Man 2.
It could be from like Spider-Man's perspective. Like when you're playing as Spider-Man.
But at the same time, like, what type of abilities are we talking about? Do you mean like abilities that'll have as a villain that you can fight or whatever as a boss, or playable abilities that we as the player will control, like tendril attacks, claw strikes, snapping people in half like you can in Ultimate Spider-Man, which is so freaking awesome, or finishers, like combo finishers, like triangle circle, but for Venom. Like, that would be crazy. So
yeah, that's gonna be
anything
sick.
could happen, but I hope that because they need an ace in the hole, right? Like, you can't just have Peter, Miles, and MJ playable again, because we've seen that in the previous games already, right? So what's the twist here that you're gonna throw into the gameplay that's really gonna, totally shock us? And if it is playable Venom, then we're in for a good time.
Okay, yeah, that for sure. I think maybe at the same time we shouldn't look too deep into it, but then it's also one thing to consider too. Like, it's something to consider for sure. Dark Attack, I'll check out your channel later because I do have a nag for like horror stuff. We were hoping that maybe Joseph Whitty would show up eventually because he said that he was going to try to make it, but I don't think he is.
Yes, the proclaimed special guest.
Yeah, that was the proclaimed special. I didn't want to say who it was on Twitter because I wanted to be like, surprise. But at this point, I don't think he's going to show up at all. But yeah, everybody like who aspires to be a content creator, just do your thing, man. Like,
go for it.
Hold on a second. Oops.
Feel no fear.
Yeah.
And believe in yourself. That's truly, honestly, all that matters, is that you feel confident in yourself to go and do it, but don't let anyone try and tell you otherwise.
Yeah, for sure. I still
even
do it.
People, if they're in your family, if they're close friends, all that matters is that you are pursuing something that you are passionate about, and that's all that really matters when it comes to a decision like this.
Yeah. Evan and Ronnie, what's your favorite Spider-Man animated show? Mine is the animated series from the 90s. That's my favorite.
Come on. You guys know me. I don't even have to answer this one. Every time you watch a 101 video, you know the answer to this question.
It's the new animated series.
Yes, sir.
I love that opening.
It is.
I love the opening.
Oh, thank you.
Every time I hear the theme, I think of your videos, Evan. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I do. Especially that part where like the lizard just jumps on Spider-Man and just takes him down into the city. I love that.
That's literally my favorite shot in the whole show.
Yeah.
And if you noticed, I tried to sync that moment up from the intro with that scene with the trailer for Spider-Man 2 where Lizard and Spider-Man are fighting, where he screams and Black Suit Spider-Man's on him. It's like,
I did the same exact thing with one of my videos, but it was like, so Lizard striking at Miles, where like it goes, where, like the part where like he's jumping towards Spider-Man in the original.
Yeah.
And this time it's actually of Lizard just striking towards Miles, and then so that's what I did.
Oh, that's dope.
That was my version.
That's
of it.
Awesome.
Somebody in the comment section of that video said that like, they made a comment of somewhat like that said, Buddy stole Evan Filarca's intro or something like that.
Oh, no.
Somebody in the comment section. And I'm like thinking like, should we tell him? I'm like, okay, let Evan know, or that I stole his intro, even though we're friends.
Yeah, let Evan know that his best bud Ronnie just decided to make a badass intro. Like, okay.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
Sure.
Hey, Evan.
No problem.
I copied you.
Not like, Evan, you there?
Oh my god.
I got breaking news. Ronnie made a badass intro.
I got called out. It's over. I'm getting hashtag cancel news.
Canceled. Hashtag go woke, go broke.
Oh my god, it's over for me. That's it. I'm done.
Man.
I'm dead.
It's over.
Yeah, it's over.
It's done and dusted.
Yeah, Evan Filarca owns the Tenaz theme. Yeah, you might as well become the new owner and just get ownership of it.
Hey, I still want season 2 to happen. If no one else is gonna try and make it happen, I'll do my best to make that work. So
yeah, for sure.
I mean, anytime, and I love it every time I see a comment from someone like, that intro, I know what that song's from. It's like, yeah, you do, because that show's badass. So
some people actually think that you coined that intro, like you actually literally created it. Like some people think that you created that intro. Like people proclaim, or they claim that it's yours. like I actually had that comment saying like, "Hey, that's Evan's. That's Evan's intro, by the way." I'm like, "No, that's actually Tanaz, but Evan uses it for his video."
I wish that was true, but no, I'm just honored to even use the best part of that show from the slightest bit of my intro. But yeah,
for sure. Let's see.
Iconic.
So at this point, we're just answering some questions in the chat before we close it out in a few. Evan,
Nice.
I don't know if you have enough time or.
I do. I have all the time in the world. Luckily, so just to let you guys know, and you, Ronnie, and Keenan, if you're still watching, or anyone who's like, "Why aren't you doing videos, Evan? Are you stupid?" I'm like, "No, I'm just so busy. I'm sorry." But I do online classes, but I also have in-person classes for this fall semester, which is my final semester at San Francisco State University, and then I'll get my bachelor's degree, and I'll finally be done with all forms of college because I've had too much of college for a lifetime now, but
that's good.
I'll be done with it by the end of this year. And this semester, which is from fall, which is now until December, I have classes on Thursdays and Fridays. Yeah. So if I'm not able to do things when a news thing comes out for the game or whatever on a Thursday or a Friday, I'll probably be busy with class. But and also doing online stuff as well. But for the most part, I have a way lighter schedule this semester compared to the previous semesters. So I'll try and make it work for all you guys.
Yeah. Buzzy Speed, you're a moderator too, because he's also a moderator on my Discord. Speaking of Discord, just real quick, shameful plugin. I always mention this in all my videos. Join my Discord. There's an invitation link literally in the description. I actually reached 400 members on my Discord. So it's a pretty
Let's go.
It's a lively Discord filled with amazing Spider-Man fans, pun intended.
Yes, it is.
And the casual Marvel fans are in there as well. So if you want, there's actual voice channels at your disposal on my Discord, and I don't even have to be there. So if you want to talk amongst your friends or your Discord mates on Discord, you can actually join those voice channels and chat and shoot the shit a little bit and just talk with friends and make friends. So it's a very fun community for everybody to be a part of.
And a special guest appearance from my roommate.
Hey, what's up, roomie? Hello. That's awesome. It's a canon event, it's a cameo for sure.
It is a canon event, for sure. We make the joke like, he's Miguel, I'm Peter. Yeah. So Chad on Chad action.
Que maravilla. That's how Miguel said it. When he had, I think somebody gave him like some lunch from like the cafeteria.
He got the whatever he was holding, like an empanada.
It was a Spider-Man empanada. Or
Spider empanada.
A Spider empanada. Yeah, like and then Miles like chugged it at him or whatever. He's like, que maravilla, and he just like throws it away. Oh man, that's awesome. I love that they did that. Yeah, he's amazing as Spider-Man 2099.
I was stunned when he was like doing that whole monologue where they're fighting on the train. He whispers like, "You didn't belong here. You never did," or something like that. Like, oh my god, like,
god damn, dude.
Wow.
He was on the verge of being close to.
Who hurt you?
He was very villainous.
Yes,
but he wasn't the villain.
Yes,
I like the fact that he's like not the villain, but doing villain things because he in his mind it's his belief and it's his role to clean up all the things that are happening in like this canon event. But really it's not exactly what it seems, and that's why he's like indirectly
it's not all set in stone.
Exactly.
There's change, there's defying fate is possible. So which I'm side note, I'm so stoked for Beyond the Spider-Verse, and let them take as much time as they need. Pay your workers. Anyone in Hollywood, pay your artists.
Yeah,
your writers.
This whole thing, it's gonna drive out like these companies, these producers and these studios don't really care at this point. They don't really seem to care. There's actually comments being made by these Hollywood executives and studios saying like, oh, if they want to go on a strike, then we'll just let them do it. And until the point to they can't pay rent or their home or their mortgage, and they'll starve. Yeah. That's disgusting.
Crazy.
That is disgusting. That is really disgusting.
And there's even like posts like from Discussing Film on Twitter, X, where they're like Bob Iger, I think, like the head of Disney, who makes like $25 million.
He doesn't need to be making that much a year. That's what bothers me.
But he's like, oh, they're acting irrationally or something. It's like, what are you talking about? Like, so
that's
of course
easy.
he doesn't care because of how much money he's making.
Say. That's easy for him to say because he's making $25 million a year.
It's like, no crap, you don't care what other people think because you're making so much. So it's
no CEO needs to be making that much money. Wow. Like a CEO of like that needs to be making maybe a little less than $10 million at best.
Yes,
a little less than 10.
No one deserves that much. Even if you are the head of Disney, still too much. Like
they're hemorrhaging money. Like
who even needs that much money in general? Like I don't know. But yeah.
They're hemorrhaging. They're hemorrhaging money though because all their movies have been flops as of late, recently. You know.
Trying to think. The last like Disney focused movie I saw was. Well, I recently saw Gran Turismo and Blue Beetle.
I heard it was good. Gran Turismo.
Gran Turismo was excellent. Blue Beetle was good.
Gran Turismo was excellent.
Like, I really liked it.
Then I gotta see.
I'm like a big like racing movie guy. My dad's a big like Gran Turismo fan, and I grew up playing Gran Turismo with him. So it was like, this is gonna be cool to see what this is like, and it was phenomenal.
Did it have the PlayStation logo at the beginning of the movie?
It did.
Nice.
There was no Spider-Man. I wanted to see like, is there a Spider-Man like little Easter egg there? But there wasn't. But they had like a lot of cool. If you're a PlayStation gamer, there's like a lot of cool, fun PlayStation Easter eggs scattered around.
Was there a PS5 in the movie?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Good. Yeah. All right, cool. That's
yeah.
Cool. There was I expected that because there was a PS5 in the Across the Spider-Verse film. I think. Genki was playing Marvel Spider-Man 2.
Which we still got to find a way to cross the multiverse just to steal that from him.
Yeah,
because he has a copy of the game. He
just like pop my head in there, just grab it.
See the spot? Yeah. Yoink! I'll take that.
Yeah. That whole Venom part, that Venom scene, not Venom, but like that part where like he went into like the Venom universe.
That was
like,
crazy.
Chen was there. It's like she wasn't. She wasn't phased about it at all. It's like, oh, it's just another one of those. Just takes the gum.
Crazy situations. Like you act like this is another Tuesday for you.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
Can I have some gum? Like he just takes the gum. Like
take this. Magdypool hates Genki. We have a bit on my channel.
In general, or
he doesn't
any
like
Genki.
He doesn't like Genki at all. He doesn't like the character.
Oh man.
Let's see. They should take notes from Mr. Beast. Who's they?
The Warner or Disney, the strike people.
I guess so. Yeah.
Get money. I guess I don't know.
Abby asked me if either of us are going to be playing Mortal Kombat 1 that's coming out next month. Yuri Lorenthal's in that game.
He is.
Maybe I will get it. I don't know.
Literally, just because Yuri's in the game, I might get it. Because I'm also not a big Mortal Kombat guy.
I'm not a big fan. I've only played the originals in the 90s. I'm older. I'm old, by the way.
I know. I played like it was Mortal Kombat 9. Right, but it was just called Mortal Kombat, I think, like the reboot, I think, like in the old, like the later 2010s, I think it came out or something. But I played that, and I was terrible at it, and I'm like, because I'm more, like, when it comes to, like, the big fighting games, you're like, are you Street Fighter? Are you Tekken? Are you Mortal Kombat? I'm like, dude, I'm Soul Calibur. I'm old school. I love Soul Calibur.
I'm Soul Calibur.
I'm like, Nightmare, Siegfried, Cassandra, those are my mains. Like,
I'm more of a Dragon Ball Z guy.
Oh, you must be stoked then for the new one, the Tenkaichi Budokai. Was it 4 or something like that?
I have the originals for the PS2.
Oh man, yeah.
I have it.
Oh, those are classics.
Budokai Tenkaichi.
Never sell those.
I have the originals. Yep. I found them too the other day. I was like going through my old stuff at my parents' house, and I was like, oh my god, look at this thing. But then Tenkaichi 4, Budokai Tenkaichi 4 is coming out, and I'm definitely gonna be playing it. It's gonna be great. Let's see. Murad Promro. I don't want to be a content creator, but when I did, like, for months, almost a year, and almost no one watched it in my last channel, that's why I'm scared. I'm trying to promote my game at this. Well, I mean, like I said before, everybody starts from zero, and yes, it can be very.
It does get hard.
What's the word I'm looking for?
Struggling?
No.
Challenging, taxing.
It is taxing too, but what's the feeling where like you're not getting the results that you were expecting?
Recognition.
It could be discouraging not getting the recognition. Like, and then it makes you feel like I don't want to upload videos anymore. Well, the point is that the more content you upload, the more the algorithm gets to push out your content, and eventually people will just start to recognize that. And they'll see
and it sucks, but yeah, he's like Ronnie's totally right. Like, just work the algorithm. So it's like you got to find the sweet mark, which is like between 8 minutes and 10 minutes. You got to make a thumbnail like that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm
playing Starfield.
Ronnie knows exactly what I'm talking about. Like the big reaction faces. You got to get the big red arrows. You got to get the big red circles.
Oh my God. Yeah, for sure.
all that. But it's
Yeah.
But again, never feel discouraged if you feel like that you're not getting the recognition that you deserve. Just keep at it, keep trying something new, and just keep learning every time you make a new video. Like, how can I improve upon this one? How do I improve upon that one? And you'll find your rhythm eventually. It takes time, but stick with it, because the most important thing is that you don't give up.
Even as a content creator myself, I do have my discouraging moments, by the way, believe it or not. Like, even if I do get a few thousand views here and there in a couple videos, there are some videos where I wish, like, there's some videos I had that are real stinkers. I'm not gonna lie, okay? Like, I have stinker videos, okay? There are some videos where I wish that are like not Spider-Man themed. A lot of people come to my channel for Spider-Man. That's cool. I love that. I love making those videos. But I wish people would watch my non-Spider-Man videos more often as well.
You got other stuff besides just Spider-Man, and more specifically, Insomniac Spider-Man, because that's the key thing. Is like
exactly. And even though I've been pushing out Marvel Spider-Man 2 lately, because that's the news that we've been getting, I wanted to get back into the rhythm of talking about MCU news as well. And like for example, I love Deadpool, so I've made a couple of Deadpool 3 videos talking about the news. Those videos got only a little over 300 views.
Nothing.
Those are stinker videos. But I worked hard on those videos, and I'm proud of them.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have done it any other way. But you know, I feel discouraged too talking about these kinds of things. 300 and something views for a video that's not Spider-Man related, in my book, for the size of my channel, I think it's decent. At least it's not 34 or.
And when you take your
views.
and when you take your audience into consideration, who's mainly attention right now, I would say, is on Spider-Man 2, because that's the big thing. Is like the big focus is on the game that's coming out in a couple months.
Yeah.
All the news is focused on what's going to happen with the game. But even if there is like an exciting thing with Marvel or the films, that may not interest the audience as much compared to just the game. So
right.
I totally get that. Even me, like, I'm a big Persona fan. Persona 5 being one of my favorite games of all time. Persona 5 Royal in particular.
Are you bringing Persona to your channel?
Yeah, I've seen it maybe. Like, I've done like 3 separate videos talking directly about Persona 5 Royal's ending and Persona 5 Strikers, and even like Persona 5 getting a remaster, like barely 1,000, I think. So it's like,
wait, it's like to this day, have you recently done any Persona videos?
No.
What was your last non-Spider-Man video, Evan?
Probably Persona 5 related.
Like when though?
Trying to see.
The only reason why
1 year ago. It was 1 year ago.
Oh,
Persona 5 Royal is getting a remaster on the PlayStation 5. 4.3 thousand views. So that's okay, because it was big news that was happening at the time.
All right, so here's something good right here. Like, okay, here's something.
See, wait, 4.3 thousand views, almost 200 likes. And at that time, a year ago, I probably had like less than 90,000 subscribers.
All right, so here's something. Okay, here's a point that I want to prove here. So a month ago, Evan, you made a video called Marvel's Black Panther game breaking news, open world, Unreal Engine 5, blah, 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 all those things, right?
Yeah.
So compared to...
And that was news, like actual official news for the game.
So
a brand new Marvel game.
Compared to your normal Marvel Spider-Man 2 videos that you upload regularly, on average, your Marvel Spider-Man 2 videos get anywhere from 20,000 to about 40 or 30 something thousand views, right? This video, the Black Panther video you did, only got 6,000 views. So
yeah, but in the span of like a month, right?
In a month, right? But like, and then the other Spider-Man videos, they get like 20, 30,000 views in the span of like 12 hours.
Yeah, like look at the comparison. Like I did a video. I finally did a video. I was like, should I make a video about this? And like,
I'm 100% sure
where I talked about
it's a good video.
The face.
Yeah.
Exactly. Where I talked about the Peter face 8 days ago and almost 30,000 views. So.
Yeah, and like I'm 100% sure that video is a good video, by the way. But like that video is equivalent to my MCU videos, where like they don't perform as well. Like 6,000 is a lot, by the way. It's still a lot. I'm not like I'm not like
No, of course.
Put you down.
No, but I agree, because even for 6,000 in the span of a month for a channel that recently reached over 100,000 subscribers, isn't the best result. You know,
it's still, but it's like compared to your actual followers, it's a chunk. It's a decent chunk, you know, like
yeah. It's like I get what you're here for. Spider-Man 2 is I'm stoked for it, but it's like there are other Marvel games.
But look at this real quick.
Even then, yeah, check this out. But I want the Spider-Man 2 news. But I get it. But yeah.
No,
again,
I want the silver
your
platter.
Audience,
yeah,
you'll understand why they watch what they watch. You know, like, and that's what to answer that person's question. Like, the content that you put out. Like what you establish your channel as will define what your channel is for the rest of its, you know, prolonged existence.
Exactly.
But if you start to try and do more, then just make sure that people are willing to expect a change. But don't feel afraid to do that. Like, oh, if no one's gonna watch my video, I shouldn't make it. No, still make the video if it's something that you genuinely care about. But just expect that it may not be as recognized compared to what the core essence of your channel is when you start off.
So Magdipool and Edulario asked a pretty funny question. They both asked if we play Avengers. Come on.
Oh my
Come on,
God.
guys. You know, I mean, maybe Edulario, you might be new, but
what game is even that?
Do you guys know my relationship with that game? I've tossed that game in the trash like 50 times.
You know what happened to using it as a coaster?
I got a new. I don't need a.
You got a better coaster.
My entire desk is a waterproof mouse pad.
There you go. So no coaster necessary.
Yeah. Like the coaster ring marks are on the PlayStation 4 cover of the Avengers.
Oh my God.
That game is dead, by the way.
Oh man, didn't it die like earlier this year or last year?
Yeah, they stopped all the services for that game and everything. That game is literal doo-doo water. It is terrible. It's doo-doo water. That's what it is.
You know what Marvel game isn't bad that I'm kind of mad that people didn't play a lot of?
Marvel Knights, or what's it called? Midnight
yeah.
Suns. Midnight
you know
Suns.
What? Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Midnight Suns.
Exactly right. Midnight Suns slaps. That game was incredible.
It was?
Mainly because I'm probably biased because I'm like, it's Persona mixed with Marvel.
Yeah.
And it's like a dream come true for me. And when I talked to Yuri Lowenthal in person at Comic-Con, I said to him, like, can I just take a minute to praise you for a second? And I told him, like, you're incredible in the Spider-Man games since we last met. And then since we met in 2018, he's been in Ultimate Alliance 3. He's Spider-Man in Midnight Suns. He's in Miles Morales. He's going to be in Spider-Man 2. He's, I think, in, like, some mobile stuff. And he's now in Across the Spider-Verse. So he's, like, everywhere. And, like, the main one that he took, like, that he took away from that was, like, no one talks about Midnight Suns. Because, like, yeah, because the game's awesome. And he's amazing as Spider-Man in it, pun intended.
Unfortunately, I never played it.
It's so good. Don't even worry about the card stuff, whatever. Don't care about that. The story is incredible. It's like a Marvel fan's dream come true. And it's the best thing I've ever played in, like, recent years for Marvel games.
Then I gotta play it sometime soon and pick it up.
You gotta.
Especially
with all the DLC. Venom is a playable character too. Like, come on now.
Then I gotta pick it up soon.
Heck yes.
I would like a Marvel Knights game. It's basically it's basically the darker, edgier side of Marvel Comics. I don't know if you ever read any Marvel Knight comic books. I love Daredevil and Marvel Knights because it's tailored to it's catered to mature adult audiences, where all the mature audiences, mature stories are never found in like the usual 616 Marvel comic books. Marvel Knights has Daredevil, Ghost Rider, Punisher. They have those comic books. Even Spider-Man's in Marvel Knights. Jessica Jones. Yeah. You know, like those stories are dark, dude. Like they're very dark. Mm-hmm. So I would like a Marvel Knights game.
Isn't there like, like, I know this story is hated amongst the community, even though I like aspects of it, but isn't, like, the Spider-Man, the evil that men do part of Marvel Knights?
I think
like, in that continuity?
The evil that men, the evil men that men
with Black Cat?
1 second. Yeah, Black Cat's
like
involved.
The art style of that Spider-Man looks similar to the Marvel Knights version of Black Cat.
The evil that men do, which is a Marvel Comics. It's a 6-issue comic book limited series published by Marvel Comics, starring the superhero Spider-Man and the Black Cat. It was written by Kevin Smith, bro.
I know.
I don't like Kevin Smith anymore. I had so much respect for him back in the day. Like we're talking about during like a little bit of post Clerks, post Mallrats era.
Yes.
I don't know for those of you guys. I don't know if any of you guys are old as me. Mallrats and Clerks. Mallrats. Stan Lee is a part of that. Is in that movie. He makes a nice cameo in that movie. Classic movie. Check it out. Good comedy films. Kevin Smith. You know, whatever. Like the guy, I lost all respect for him. First of all, he ruined He-Man.
Yeah.
He thinks he's a good comic book writer. No, he's not.
See.
Oh, no,
I agree.
This is not a Marvel Knights story.
Except with what he does with, and this totally has lost tangent for Spider-Man 2, but I don't care because I love this comic, or at least parts of it. But The Evil That Men Do, what I like about it is that it finally acknowledges the reasoning why Black Cat never liked Peter and only liked Spider-Man. Because that's the whole point of like the character of Black Cat. Like she's more attracted to Spider-Man than Peter, whereas Mary Jane likes Peter more than Spider-Man. Mm-hmm. But they address that in this, and they actually develop her relationship more like personally with Peter outside of the mask, and it's phenomenal in my opinion. So that's the only saving grace. But there's some other bad stuff that happens in that book, which we will not talk about here. But yeah,
this is not a Marvel Knights story. It's just a regular Marvel Comics story.
Okay,
it's
I was
canon.
Gonna say maybe it's the same artist.
It's canon
who works
to
on Marvel Knights.
It's canon to the 616 comic book story.
Okay.
So one thing to distinguish the Marvel Knights comics from Marvel comics. Every front cover of a Marvel Knight comic book has Marvel Knights logo in the front on the front cover. Mm-hmm. So if you ever read like the Daredevil runs, oh, man, they're good. They're really creepy and dark at the same time. Like they're really cool. I like them. Let's see, about another 5 more minutes and then we'll cut it here. Because I wanted to at least keep it at 2 hours.
A true podcast. That's right.
What you guys think of Ben Shapiro rant on Barbie? Didn't watch it. The guy really thinks the movie was supposed to be for him to enjoy. I don't view it that. I wouldn't view his rant that way. I think it's important not to accuse people of doing such a thing like that. I like Ben Shapiro. I think the guy's hilarious. Because he's also very.
I know people meme on him all the time.
He's very intelligent. I think he's very intelligent. I think the guy really articulates everything really well. I think he's very knowledgeable. He's aware of the memes, by the way, and he doesn't really care. But he finds them pretty funny as well.
There you go.
I didn't
That's
get
the
to
best
see.
way to go about it.
I didn't get his video. I didn't get to see the video about Barbie, his Barbie review, but I will watch it because I know it exists. I know he did upload it. But some people are just. Did you see
Barbie?
No, but my girlfriend, my fiance saw it. She recently saw it.
I saw it with my mom, and I was smiling the whole way through. I thought it was hilarious.
So I heard the movie was pretty good.
It was. I found it hysterical.
Barbenheimer.
I did do the Barbenheimer experience, but I saw Oppenheimer first, and then I saw Barbie with my mom.
So you saw Oppenheimer?
Oppenheimer. That's right.
Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer.
Yeah, Oppenheimer.
Oh my god.
Have you seen the memes of Barbenheimer recently?
Yes. Oh my god.
You see the one where Venom's in a pink suit?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even one of my amazing talented artists out there, Rock Rider, he's done a bunch of awesome fan-made posters.
Yeah.
And he did one for Barbie for Spider-Man 2. Peter's in a cowboy hat for Ken.
Yeah.
MJ's wearing shades. Miles is pink glasses on or something. It's hilarious.
Dude, and also
every night is Spidey night.
Yo, but also there's this one where did you see LeBron James? He went with his daughter or daughters, I think. He's wearing I think a pink suit and a pink skirt.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Man.
Oh, that's hilarious.
People have some people have the greatest sense of humor, and they have no
right.
They have no shame, and they don't care that they have no shame.
Doesn't matter. If you're having fun, that's all that matters.
It's something that I would do. I would love to do something like that. I would totally my sense of humor goes off the rails, man. Let's see.
You know me. Mine does too.
Yeah, for sure. I wouldn't care. I have no shame. I don't get.
What's it called? There's day mode Evan, then there's night mode Evan. Like Twitter, dark mode, whatever it's called. There's that. There's two Evans.
A lot of my humor actually falls under like some raunchy humor. So like I kind of I limit myself on YouTube, and unfortunately, a lot of you people who watch my videos can't really get to know me in that way, and I do it for reasons. Also, I don't want to get my channel banned.
You can if you meet Ronnie in person.
Yeah, the only way to meet me in person, like the only way to get the best of me is to meet me in person, and that's where you get like the 100% actual humor.
Or just chatting DM.
I'm nasty in that way. Like I have a raunchy ass humor.
No holds barred.
No holds
no
barred.
Holds barred.
Yeah, for sure. No holds barred. I got a sick mind. Let's see. What's some of your favorite exclusives from PS5, PlayStation besides Spider-Man? Asks Ryan Gigargian. Yeah. Thanks for all the work you guys put in the fans, by the way. It's always much appreciated, which is what he asked. So what are some of your favorite exclusives besides Spider-Man?
Ratchet & Clank, Rift Apart.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. Just beat Final Fantasy 16. That's honestly a Game of the Year contender. It's not only on PS5, but it is a next-gen exclusive. Is Star Wars Survivor. Jedi Survivor was phenomenal.
Right.
I don't think I've ever cried in a Star Wars-related property more than I have in that game.
Yeah.
Like, I like Star Wars. I'm not a massive Star Wars fan like I am with Spider-Man, but I know enough about the universe to get invested and enjoy it, because I'm more like a sci-fi guy than like fantasy, which is why I like Star Wars more than Harry Potter, which is why I didn't buy Hogwarts Legacy and upon the other stuff related to that game. But yeah, Star Wars Jedi Survivor, the story in that game alone was like some of the best Star Wars stuff I've ever played or seen ever. And it was previously only on PS5 and PS4, but then it also went to Xbox later. Is Persona 5 Royal again. One of the greatest games ever made is Persona 5 Royal. Please, Ronnie, I beg you, play that game. You will not be disappointed.
You know, my cousin, who's also a bit of a YouTuber now, he's more of a TikToker kind of guy now.
Nice.
He did tell me, suggest to play Persona, because he's a massive Persona fan. He's also a collector. My cousin.
Dope.
He actually has literal either 2 to 3 copies of collector's editions of various games, including Persona games, like box sets. He's an actual massive. He has a problem, he says, but
damn,
I get it. Like, it's a good problem, by the way.
That's dedication, though. That's respectable.
He has like 20,000 followers on TikTok, and he has like 17,000 on YouTube. But he's more active on TikTok than anything else. He hasn't been too active on YouTube lately. But yeah, I really always wanted to get into Persona. I just never felt like I had the patience to do it because of how like in depth the lore is, and I don't know. I wouldn't.
It takes like, I'm not even kidding. It takes like a solid month plus to beat the game because of how long it is.
I wouldn't know where to start.
It's worth it.
I wouldn't
it's a
know
journey.
Where to start. Like, where do I
5
start?
Persona 5 Royal. That's
Persona 5
each of them are different. Like, you don't have to play 1 through 4 to understand any of them. Each Persona has a different setting and different cast of characters.
So it's not streamlined in that way where you have to play the first game?
Exactly. Just like Final Fantasy. Like, I've never played any other Final Fantasy except for Final Fantasy 16, and that was awesome. Like,
so it's that kind of game. Okay.
Yeah.
So Persona is exclusive to the PlayStation?
It was. Now it's not. Now it's on Xbox and Switch, but it was previously.
Okay. All right. Then I'll definitely look into it. I'll probably download like.
But now it's available everywhere, so now there's no excuse.
I'll probably get a digital copy of it.
Nice.
What
about you, Ronnie? Any?
So my
PS5 have you played any like PS5 exclusive lately, or like new games lately? Like.
Well, I'm playing Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. I love open world, and I'm a Zelda fan, so I've been a huge Zelda fan for so many years.
Can I just be honest? I'm gonna be scared if Spider-Man 2 loses Game of the Year from that, because I think that could win Game of the Year.
Spider-Man needs to probably win, if not in the music category, but like in like the graphics or performance and gameplay. I think Zelda will.
Just saying this now, if Yuri does not win Best Performance for Black Suit Spider-Man, criminal justice.
Criminal justice. Jeff Keighley, we're going to your house. And
we're going to find you, Jeff, and tell you to rewrite the winner.
Deeper Depths is here. I did a stream with this guy. Hey, what's up, man?
Yes, the main man himself.
Hey, I'm going to make him a mod too, by the way, because he's really cool.
Nice.
He has an... So besides me being somewhat of a moderate gamer. I never consider myself a gamer. I never liked that title.
I'm a gamer, and I'll embrace it.
Like, I like games, okay? Like, I see a game that looks really good. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna play it.
I'll buy that. Yeah.
So Deeper Depths has like this device that I want to buy. It's called an Asus ROG Ally. It's literally a handheld PC, but it's a console form factor. It's a console. It looks like a Switch. It kind of looks like a Switch, but it's white and it's beautiful. It's a PC. Oh. It's a PC, dude. You can play any game you want on it. Taking Spider-Man with me on the go. Yes. Woo. Please. Like,
that's all that matters. Well, now they got that PlayStation Portal thing.
Yeah.
They just announced that, which is like, I don't know. I still don't know what that is.
But... No, it's caca. Don't, Evan. You don't buy that shit. First of all, and here's why. And I'm gonna explain. I'm gonna explain to you why you do not want to buy it. Okay. First off,
enlighten the whole audience too, Ronnie, and educate them.
If you like vegetables, then you will like the PlayStation Portal. You know why? Because the PlayStation Portal... I do like vegetables. The PlayStation Remote Portal, is literally a glass vegetable. It does nothing if you don't have a PS5, okay? And that's not it. That's only the tip of the iceberg. You want Bluetooth?
That's only the beginning.
You want Bluetooth? Well, fuck yourself, because you don't get Bluetooth, okay? Bluetooth is not included in the PlayStation Portable. No, it has a proprietary Sony component, which is only compatible with the Sony Pulse headsets and the Elite headsets. And that's it. You want to do wireless headsets? Well, that's too fucking bad. Plug that bitch into your fucking portable with a wire. It's not a good device. This shit's a waste of money.
Jim Ryan.
God damn it. It does nothing, okay? You don't have a PS5? You're shit out of luck. The device does absolutely nothing. People out there, their moms are going to be like, I'm going to get this device for little Timmy because it's a PlayStation on the go because I can't afford the real goddamn thing. I thought that this device is would be a pretty good idea to buy for little Timmy. And then Timmy's going to open the goddamn gift on Christmas night and be like, wow, Mom, but I don't have a PlayStation 5. And then the mom's going to be like, well, you're an ungrateful son of a bitch. I got you this for Christmas. I couldn't get you a PS5. Well, here it is. All right. And then you know what? Timmy's going to be like, I still don't have a PS5. Slap that bitch in the face. It's not going to work. Okay.
Throw it in the trash.
Like, no, it does nothing. It is a vegetable.
Oh my God. It's just like the angry video gamer. What were they thinking?
What were they thinking? It does absolutely nothing.
It doesn't work.
You know what, bro? I got your PlayStation. I got your PlayStation Portable right here. Okay, it is a backbone. You simply take your bitch ass phone, you put it in here, turn on remote play, and you're playing PlayStation on the go. God. You don't need a portable. Okay, it is a waste of an accessory. Sony, God damn it! God
damn. Lion Jim Ryan, you son of a gun.
I'm sorry. I usually never. I'm sorry. I usually never get this upset. I never get this hyped up. I'm so sorry.
That was beautiful.
I'm really sorry.
And I'm with you all the way. I totally I'm reborn. I've been reborn from this enlightenment.
Not to mention it's not an OLED screen. It's an LCD screen.
That's right. Okay, then even worse. Or is it worse?
1080p, 60 frames per second.
Oh, can't even do 4K, huh? God.
It can't do 4K.
Terrible.
No, it can't. It's
awful.
The system.
Jim Ryan,
the software is based on.
You gotta change it
The
right
software.
now.
The software is
for Ronnie's sake.
The software is based on Android, by the way. And,
have you seen? You must have. You've seen that angry video game nerd video where he's playing with Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, I think so.
This game is just effing horrible. Then he jumps in. Holy sh! It's Spider-Man. He needs some help with this game. I sure do. This shitty ass game's driving me nuts.
I swear, man.
This PlayStation Portal is driving me nuts.
After that rant, by the way, I feel like I'm about to get admitted
I'm
about to get admitted into an insane asylum with a straitjacket, going like, the PlayStation Portable is awful. It is an awful thing. And then the doctor's gonna come.
Just doesn't have good products.
Oh
anymore.
my God! And then the doctor's gonna come in. All right, it's time for your shots, there, Ronnie. I'm like, no, you can't do this to me. The PlayStation Portable sucks. It sucks. And then I go to sleep. It's over.
And then you end up having a PlayStation Portal as your new Christmas present.
Guys, save yourself the spare $100. Get yourself a backbone. Buy a Steam Deck for literally
or just play consoles,
or buy
play console games.
Buy an Asus ROG Ally.
PC.
You can actually hook up Xbox Game Pass or the PlayStation. Oh, not to mention, I forgot to mention something. The PlayStation.
No. Oh God.
Oh God damn it, Sony! Listen, okay.
You're Ryan.
If you think you can access your PlayStation Plus streaming membership, you are mistaken. The device cannot do that. It doesn't even support VR, and I fucking hate VR.
Oh my God.
What is the point?
Like VR.
What is the point of this device? This
what
device,
were they thinking?
It serves no purpose.
Oh my God.
Someone's gonna clip this. Someone's gonna clip it and make an animation out of it.
I can't wait for it. Oh man, that was beautiful. Oh man. Oh well, Ronnie. With that out of the way.
Yeah, I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. That was amazing. With that out of the way, I think is that curtains? How are we doing?
Yeah, that's curtains.
What do you think?
I'm hungry. I'm gonna go buy myself a chimichanga. I've actually been craving
there
it all
you go.
I'm serious.
You deserve it after that entire speech. Yeah, you deserve it. Treat yourself.
I'm gonna go get a chimichanga. There's an actual place that serves chimichanga down the street from where I live, and I'm gonna go stop in there and get a chimichanga.
There you go.
Nice. But anyways, I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I'm sorry you have to witness that. Anyways, Evan, thank you for being a part of this. This was really fun.
Always a pleasure, Ronnie. I'm honored to be on your amazing channel. Thank you for having me.
I really had a lot of fun.
Me too. As always.
That ranting made me very hungry too. My mouth is dry. I'm getting cotton mouth.
Took a lot of energy.
You guys in the chat, you're the best for being a part of this. I had so much fun, and this day will go on to be a momentous day, a momentous night.
Yes. Historic.
Historic.
If I do say so myself.
Yes, for sure. So stick around for more news tomorrow. Hopefully, Game Informer drops a huge bomb on us about Marvel Spider-Man 2 and maybe a new trailer, like a new pre-order trailer as well, and some other things. And I will definitely be covering it. I'm sure Evan will be doing it, and Comic Blast Keenan as well, and every other content creator who does what I do pretty much will be covering. So definitely stick around and keep your notifications on. Follow us on all of our social media accounts. Follow Evan on X. Follow Evan everywhere else, like YouTube as well. And follow me.
Holy doesn't sound dirty, but yes.
Yeah, follow him on X. Follow me as well, and follow me on my Kick, and join my Discord. All that's all there. Anyways, you guys are the best. Thank you.